Hi. That's really all I had to say. Happy Christmas, and this concludes this stream. I am joking. Haha. No, I'm not yet in the studio room because before I go there, all the patrons are already in there. We will watch the Christmas card that Neo and all of the other patrons sent me. And I'm seeing here that Neo, you already fucking donated $5 in a super chat. Dude, you gave me $400. You have to chill. So yeah, there's a Christmas card that they all made. Neo read all of the items on that card. Everyone who'd... shit. Okay, it's not actually that bad. All patrons that donated to me in the month of November got to be on the Christmas card. I did change something... because this was supposed to... I was playing with the idea of letting all of the patrons into the studio room, but I concluded that that would be way too much. But I have now changed it, and this is going to be a change that will persist into the future. That all patrons get to see the studio chat, and all grand patrons get to contribute in the studio chat. Before, it was just the $20 plus patrons. Now it's all of them. So we will see what's gonna happen. Now, I have never... Hello, Dumpster Mo. Thank you for... I'm not actually your father, though, so... Just... yeah, we're gonna see this... I've never seen the Christmas card before that I was sent. This is the very first time that anyone sees this aside from Neo himself. So, you know, I'm very excited. I should probably open the chat in a separate box. You are right, person who said this in the chat, which is nobody, it just occurred to me. So, it should actually play audio. Hey, Merc, thank you for the Merry Christmas. Let's see. Yes, it does play audio. Please, chat, let me know if it's a bit quiet. And we will get into this, and when I'm done watching this, I will actually join in the studio and hang out with all the patrons. So... let's do it. This is already a bit strange.
Hey there.
Hi.
So very glad that you could join me for a few minutes today. As I hope you're well aware, Christmas has just passed. This special time of year means many things to many different people. But for me, it is a time of revelry, of many laughs, perhaps even a few tears. But most importantly, it's a time to look back upon the year, and to give thanks to those who we hold close. This video seeks to accomplish at least one of those. TheBurgerkrieg.
This is ultra gay already, but I'm into it, so let's go on.
Through all his adventures in the content creation rat race, has amassed quite a following. No matter the hour, there always seems to be an interesting conversation to be had on his Discord server. And so as a way to say thanks, or just perhaps to shitpost in a way you're guaranteed to see, a few of us have banded together to create something just for you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, and Happy Christmas to you.
Now, let's turn on the radio, read out a few messages, and say some sappy shit at the end to wrap up the evening, shall we? If I can just find it.
This is actually pretty well done, like I have to say.
Fucking station. That'd be just great.
Beast, my dude, Merry Weihnachten, or whatever you called it. Yeah, it's Weihnachten. It's really frohe Weihnachten, if you want to talk German, but I accept your apology, Beast. And thanks for the $10. I appreciate you being a mod on my server as much as I appreciate any of the other mods, because I already told the mods this year it's been great that you have done stuff. They just run this community, this fantastic community that is just assembled around me overnight. But let's continue watching the Christmas card, and then I have some other thanks to give also.
Come on, you cunt. Up, okay. Here we go.
Yes, now we're getting fucking copy struck, innit? That's I have to talk over this, otherwise.
First on this
fucking
beautiful
Sinatra's
list
gonna
of
come over.
cards, we have something very special from our resident water deity, the
Cody, I will be in chat once this is done.
English Pepe. And it says, remember to drink water. Very wholesome, concise, and easily accessible package
I am actually drinking yerba mate, so I hope this is okay.
of wisdom for the masses. I truly appreciate what he has done here. Next up on this list is a message from Davy Bones, and his message is simply Bazinga! Now, this next one allegedly comes from the
Zimbabwe.
real Cody, but that remains to be seen.
That's not the real Cody.
It says simply, never forget. Neofer, aka Neon, had this to give to you. Now, I'm not sure if he wanted me to read these out loud, I didn't ask. But I'm going to anyways, because fuck you. Thanks for the memes, Senpai Burger-san. Congratulations on your millennial revolution. Mistakes into miracles. Hakuna Matata 2018.
I really hope this isn't.
This is by far one
I really
of
hope this isn't you, and we just doxed you, because that would be very unfortunate.
the greatest ones we have available this evening for you to see. Mactasia, both an art person and a grand patron,
Oh yes.
had this absolutely delightful card to give to you, titled
Mactasia's actually the guy who makes the merch artwork. He's really good. You should. He's probably posted something in Art Person. You should check him out. He's pretty great.
Merry Christmas Burger, and saying, may all your Yuletide campaigns be jolly, and your thoughts free of Illuminati influence. Happy holidays.
Doesn't look like anything
Mac.
to me.
I meant to ask MDefMac if he would like to be on this card, but I forgot. It's my fault. However, I would like.
Well, he did contribute a super chat earlier, so I feel like his hi daddy was the part of the Christmas card. So really, he was the one who got to go first, isn't it?
Like to add him in here after the fact. So I'm going to have him say, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, I love driving 100,000 plus miles every year. Time to go get drunk. I actually really like this guy, he's a cool dude.
He is a cool dude.
Master Stu had a very wholesome message for you. He says,
I'm sorry, I just want to correct you. It's not Master Stew. It's in all caps. It's Master Stew! You have to really be accurate with this, Neo.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Stu, Nuclear V, and the rest of the Swamp Boys.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you Swamp Boys, and hi Naka also, probably not watching, but yeah, I was playing with them early in the year a lot, but then I got more into doing more videos, and I sort of stopped having time to play video games. Eesh.
I asked Yellow Cheese if he would like to be a part, and he said the following. Hope you had a great Christmas, Chiefy Chef. Been with you since Civ BR, and I don't have any plans of leaving. Keep up that great content, and stay hydrated.
Goddamn,
by
since the
Cheesy
CBR,
Boy.
that is a long time.
Oh, and then at the end he said that was fucking gay. I kind of agree, but whatever. Now I asked Dr. Hospitala if he would like to be on this card, and he sent me a message. However, that was on the 6th, and since then he hasn't sent me a picture. And so, here's this picture, and his message was this. To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand transhumanism.
Well, the good thing about that is that transhumanism will increase your IQ, so...
Now, I was going to receive something from Chicken Bouillon Cube, but he's a lazy faggot, so instead, the message will just be Merry Christmas and this picture here. Hopefully that suffices. Now, I'm not sure if Nyx is a recent patron. It just seems that way to me, I suppose, but
Ah, he is,
his
but
message
he is
is,
a big spender.
Merry Christmas, cunt. I quite like this one, actually.
He did the,
In an interesting twist.
I did the video a few days ago where I had the Batman interlude, the doo-doo-doo-doo. He did that. Next to where I was, yeah, he did that. Whereas this dabbing thing.
To fate, I asked Dog of War if he would like to say something. He said, I got nothing, also the shitty memes are probably already taken, so just have him read this message. And nothing else. So, I'm going to make him say, Merry Christmas, I'm lazy, I love your content, subscribe to TheBurgerkrieg. I asked 8-Bit in November if he would like to be part of this card, and he said, I love your content, keep up the great work. Here's to another year of videos about cool shit.
Fucking 8-Bit is talented as an artist. I have to say, he's done this. Like, there's the communism symbol with the hammer and sickle, and he's done this the capitalism symbol also. And I've been wanting to make a video about the false dichotomy of communism and capitalism for a long time and use those two logos, but I've not gotten around to it. And I promise I will do it at some point in 2019. So probably it's going to be in precisely a year that you will see this video.
Lord Paprika had a very wholesome message for you. He says, It's been a wonderful year, Burger, and you are honestly my favorite creator. It's been a pleasure supporting your great content.
Thank you, my man.
This one comes from Mateo the Crazy, who decided to take this opportunity to make me say a wall of text.
What the
and so
fuck?
that is exactly what I'm going to do. The bourgeoisie, wherever it has got the upper hand, has put an end to all feudal, patriarchal, idyllic relations. It has pitilessly torn asunder the motley feudal ties that bound man to his natural superiors, and has left remaining no other nexus between man and man than naked self-interest, than callous cash payment.
This is like something Half-Think would write. Jesus Christ.
It has drowned the most heavenly ecstasies of religious fervor, of chivalrous enthusiasm, of Philistine sentimentalism, in the icy water of egotistical calculation. It has resolved personal worth into exchange value, and in place of the numberless, indefeasible chartered free...
Well, I mean, I suppose it's the opposite of what Half-Think would say, but if in an alternate universe version of Half-Think would say this.
freedoms, has set up that single, unconscionable freedom, free trade. In one word, for exploitation, veiled by religious and political illusions, it has substituted naked, shameless, direct, brutal exploitation. With that done, I wish you, Burger, a Merry Christmas and a happy, prosperous, successful New Year, with lots of McNukes, hopefully not aimed at you.
I actually get the Burger King ones. I prefer those ones.
Now, I would also like to read the meme, if that's fine with you, titled NCAP Christmas. When Santa lands his sleigh on your roof and comes down the chimney, violating the non-aggression principle, so you shoot him with the 454 Magnum with 30mm grenade launchers that he gave you, and then proceed to hijack his sleigh and turn the entire North Pole toy factory into a sweatshop.
As if it already
Now
isn't a
this
sweatshop.
is an ideology I can get behind. Kumquat Squash 1919 had told me to relay the message to you, that is, fear the manatee.
Oh boy.
This
I
lovely
do fear the
piece comes
manatee.
from one of our resident art person patrons, and I mean, just look at that bad boy. It says, just kidding.
Oh god, I just recognized that this is, holy shit, this is good. Holy shit, thank you very much. This is super cool. I forget that I have a mole here. This is amazing. Thank you, Libra.
Thulu was a dentist. Merry Christmas and best wishes. Now, I don't know about you, but from my research and my understanding on the topic of Carl Thulu, he was, in fact, a dentist. All historical records point towards this being the case. So, I don't know. Do with that information what you will. Caleb, our resident Western
I was warned about this one.
Wastelander, had this to say. I finna bust a nut to this. Goddamn, my balls are gonna explode. Hot damn, my pee-pee is excited by this. I genuinely wish to come right now. Fuck. I certainly agree.
What is this?
And finally, from myself. Think about this. I'm basically paying you to watch this video.
That is true.
Just let that sink in. Now, before we continue with the next part of this program, I would like to take a minute and perhaps put up this image as a way for everyone who wasn't in this video, whether it be because they aren't patrons or perhaps even because I forgot them, as a way for them to say thank you, Merry Christmas, and a happy, very happy New Year.
Well, I just assume everyone
Now,
thanks
for
me
shits
to
and
thank
giggles, and because I believe that the moderators on Burger's Discord are severely underrated,
They are.
I allowed a few of them to have a few words of their own. So here they are.
Huh.
From the Grand Vizier himself, Buffalo Guy 1991, we have, remember to drink water, mate.
Okay.
Again, a very important message that is both timeless and immeasurably important. Anarcho-fascist as always, spreading the reddest of pills, had only this to say.
Did the real Cody not say something? He's in chat, so I'm gonna talk to him later, but
Say to you, follow the asparagus.
I hate asparagus.
I asked Simon, our resident math demon, if he would like to add a few words as well to this card, to which he said, sure thing, give me a few minutes, and was never heard from again. And so instead, I would like him to say something incorrect for once, because he's so goddamn smart. Happy Thanksgiving. One of the most wholesome people I've ever met, Saint Mortato, had only this to give to you. I may never get a BF, but at least Senpai noticed me.
Dude, Mortato, like, literally one of the nicest people that I have met. You are going to get a boyfriend, my dude. You will make it. I am 100% convinced of this.
I asked Beast on Friday if he would like to be in this card, and he said, yeah, I'm in. Give me a bit to think about it. Thanks for doing this, dude. It is a great idea. Now, I certainly agree with that sentiment, but I haven't heard anything back, so honorable mention, I suppose.
God damn it, Beast! God damn it! Now, I have been accused that Beast is a diversity hire, which is not true. It's just that his muscles are very nice, and that's why I have him. He's like the big doorman. If you have a team, if you do like security work in a nightclub, a lot of the guys you'll notice are not actually super buff, but they will always have one super buff guy with them. And that super buff guy will step in at the right moment to just be imposing, right? He is rarely going to actually handle a lot of situations. Because he's sometimes maybe too intimidating, right? That is who Beast is in my moderation team. Actually, he's just a super nice guy.
So, I forgot to ask Walking Warrior if he would like to be on this card, and I feel bad about that. So this is a placeholder message from my favorite Brazilian Discord user. I asked Gentle Crabfish if he would like to be on this card, and he said, yeah, sure, and then radio silence. And so his message
That does sound like crabfish. But hey, man, I do love you still.
to you is, hello, I am a crustacean who can speak fluent English. Merry Christmas, I guess. In this, the final act, I'd like to momentarily shelve the memes and talk to you, for the most part, from the heart. In the short 4 months I've known of your existence, you've swiftly become my favorite content creator. Interacting with fellow fans on your Discord has only cemented that, as it seems the type of people you attract are exactly the type of people I like to associate with. Generally smart people with unique perspectives on everything, from modern geopolitics to the trap question. Spoiler alert, not gay. In my quest to complete this video, I reached out to your girlfriend to see if she'd like to wrap it up for me. And this is what she sent. If nothing else...
Oh my god! Holy did you actually? Oh, thank you so much. Oh boy. This is super cool. Thank you so much. Hi, yes, Beast also, I also add like 10 points of kinkiness to the server. That you do. You are the main mod for the porn channel, I suppose. But holy shit, thank you, girlfriend. I love you very much.
I think this perfectly encapsulates what I'm trying to get at. I'd also like to remind you, because though it may not bother you much, it certainly bothers me a bit, and it's nice to hear it from the outside. I think you're doing a wonderful job. Keep it up. I mean, I honestly have no idea what 2019 will be like, but I'm certain it'll at least be a joyride worth its salt. Merry Christmas, and see you around, cunts.
That's so, man, holy shit, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Neo, for just putting this together. I mean, just, yeah, you did send me $400 with this, but this video? God damn. Like, this just, it makes me happy. Like, this is, like, I remember, like, a year ago, like, a little more than a year ago, I was thinking, like, what the fuck, I will never be able to get anywhere with this. And now, yeah, sure, I'm a small YouTuber, but I feel like of all of the YouTube communities that I know, mine is my favorite. And not just because it's my community, but because people seem to be actually able to have good, wholesome conversations on the Discord server. They actually seem to talk like adults and shit. It's so good, man. It's just, I just really appreciate the whole thing. And also this, holy shit, man. I just, I am somewhat speechless, which is why I will now go into the Discord server. Get into the Discord. One moment, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I want to get into the studio. Let me unmute myself. Hello, my dudes.
It's pear-shaped homo.
Oh boy.
Here's the faggot. No. Half of the Discord is like has the big gay, so we're all fine.
There's a whole lot of gay people here. It's great.
It's uber fucking gay.
I like how we just got off of like a sweet, heartfelt message, and the first thing we do is call you a faggot.
That's how it be.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Everything is equal in this universe.
It needs to be balanced.
Everything is balanced. Yeah. Motherfucking Right.
So the real Cody got this massive knife in. Is this even a knife anymore, or is this like a machete?
It's a large knife.
I don't fucking.
We call
Yo,
that
that's a
multi-purpose.
Yeah,
We
that's
call
a
that
that's a knife, dude.
Yeah, that's a multi-purpose tool. I mean, you can cut, you can tear. It's basically a Doom guy tool.
Mm.
Rip and
Yeah,
tear.
I got a smaller knife and then a hatchet and stuff like that.
Hey, War Daddy, what are you doing in London? Shouldn't you be in, like, Germany? And also, hello, Caleb's GF. Welcome to the show, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, what you can say is that this is a knife. Or rather, this is a knife! Because, after all, you are, this is a pretty redneck gif, you have to be honest.
This is a
It's
knife.
that's a knife, not this is a knife.
What is?
Okay, I have
this
to
technically?
go mute for a moment, go deafened for a moment, because apparently Neo forgot someone, and now I will have to play them. So just for a moment, I'll be back hearing you guys in a second, in 34 seconds.
No, I don't know how to pronounce this man's name, so I apologize in advance.
It's Der Typi 1.
Der Tippy 1. I asked him on the 6th if he would like to be a part of the Christmas card, and he said originally he didn't want to do it, but I really wanted it, and so he says, you can officially say that Helmut Schmidt is subscribed to you. Also, I've had teachers thinking that I'm a troll, and I very much appreciate him being a part of this project.
Thank you very much, Der Typi, I suppose. And obviously, Helmut Schmidt being subscribed to me, it's a big honor. A big politician.
How do you do that from beyond the grave?
They do probably have. I mean, he was pretty rich. They probably have like pretty fast internet at his cemetery, which in Germany is rare to have fast internet anywhere.
Is this the power of social democracy?
No, it's the power of autism.
It's the power of creating a. It's the power of using taxpayer dollars to build a telecommunications network and then just giving it to a private corporation. Because that is what happened in Germany.
That's gay. It's like Uber.
Yeah,
dude.
there isn't a whole lot of pluses to live in South Dakota, but one of the pluses we have is that wireless internet is everywhere. It's really accessible out here, which is a plus. Which is a plus because you don't have anything else to do out here. I mean, it's just
South Dakota exists.
Well,
what is in South Dakota that has Wi-Fi signals emitted from it?
Yeah, that is
South
true.
Dakota have like the best internet in like aside from as a state, like even faster than California.
Well, I pay $78 a month before taxes. After taxes, it's like 85 for gigabit Ethernet or gigabit speed internet. So I get 1,000 down and about 100 up at best times.
What?
That's consumer level, so it's not guaranteed, but that's what I can expect at most is 1,000 down, 100 up. For about 85 a month.
How do you have such an advanced internet infrastructure?
They actually enforce their antitrust laws. That's how that works.
Yeah,
damn.
and we used to also be a really big test bed for new technologies. Like we had cell phones in the late 70s. We had cell phone towers in the late 70s when they were testing that shit out.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Because
this is a wide open area where nobody lives, so it's easy to test new shit out and not piss people off. Yeah, it's sort of like how Idaho is where they test out new nuclear reactors and shit.
We're the world's first nuclear-powered city, Arco, Idaho.
Or Cleveland, where they test non-waterproof or fireproof lakes and fucking catch them on fire. Hell yeah.
I wasn't. I said a couple days ago. I made a few jokes about Idaho, but that's seriously the case. It's like you go to southern Idaho. It's literally potatoes, Mormons, dust, and Micron Technologies, the industry leader in storage solutions. It's like such a weird story. It's like you got religious people, potatoes, and then the most advanced technology on the fucking planets. and nuclear reactors as well for some reason. I love America. America's so fucked up. I love it.
It's a beautiful
the Dakotas
country.
have always seemed to me to be a bit like very interesting. So,
well, another plus is South Dakota has mostly been conquered by Norwegians, but North Dakota has a lot of Germans. Granted, they're like Germans who came over in the 19th century, so they're totally different. Yeah, they're totally different from you, Burger. They're like, I'm pretty sure if
they're
you went
not
to North
German
Dakota,
for one. They're Americans. Like that's
yeah,
the
pretty
main-
much.
Like,
Yeah,
they-
pretty much.
Like
Yeah, they're
people,
not-
yeah, I'm fucking, I'm Italian. My great grandfather came from Italy.
That's
But the other person who just assumed
weirdest
nobody
thing about
lived in any of the
America.
fucking Dakotas.
Yeah, yeah. Americans really like to focus on our ancestry. It's like I'm Jewish, but and maybe not really. I'm technically Jewish, but I don't do anything Jewish. You know, I'm an American first.
Around here, most people are like second or third generation immigrants, though. Like, I mean, everybody here like is related to someone that's not from here, you know. And I think that's a lot of the Rust Belt. But I don't know.
Yeah,
They come to the Rust Belt for the promise of jobs, and then they stay here, and then we're transferring now.
Yeah, homie, they're not gonna stay. They don't. We just export depression over here, man. It's fucking terrible. But yeah, like again, the vast majority of people I know, like, yeah, their grandparents at least are fucking immigrants. Like 3 out of 4 of mine are. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Immigration, more like Jewish conspiracy. Am I right?
Yeah, but like my great-grandfather lived in Poland. I don't pretend to be Polish. Like that's just not something that happens. I don't go around the street going, "Yes, I am basically Slav." Because
I mean, we do have.
Well, just because you don't doesn't mean that you don't have to, though. Fucking do it.
Like this is something we don't do that here.
Dude, if I was like 1 bajillionth Mexican, I'd be fucking sacrificing people on pyramids and shit. All right.
See, no, Burger. Also, I want to go back to you not being Slav. We also do have the tire salesman picture.
I will actually at some point do like a
I
DNA
don't have
test.
it here, though.
One of those ancestry tests, just because I'm curious. But that's in the future at some point.
I kind of want to do one of those DNA tests as well. But after watching, because H2H3 did like that DNA test as well, and they tested out for like very like susceptibility to various disorders and stuff, and that kind of scared me away from it because I don't want to know if I'm gonna get like hyper mega cancer when I'm like 60.
Yeah, but if you know you can prevent it, or at least be careful with that shit.
Yeah. I should take it so I know what I can expect so I can deal with it now.
But this is why I've been shitting blood for 2 years. I've not gone to the doctor for it. So you don't want it to be real. I actually want that. I've not actually been shitting blood for 2 years. I just want.
Okay, I was about to say, dude, that's what happened to Total Biscuit.
Yeah, homie died.
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah, Burger takes the test. He's 75% Polynesian. That's what we learned. He's not even fucking German.
It
They
turns
have
out
heavy bones.
Literally.
It turns out he is 100% Russian, and that Slav comment was just trying to cover it up. We know your game.
I wouldn't be like I've had a dream where I did this DNA test and it came back 25% Jewish, and I'm like, holy shit! Somebody was really good at hiding in the Holocaust. Somebody was just so good that I knew 3 out of those 4 people.
Okay.
Somebody was a
Man,
real
so-
fucking
so-
snitch.
What you're saying, Burger, is that one of your nightmares was waking up and discovering that you're Jewish, or at least partly.
Well, that is a German nightmare right there.
Not a-
Jesus.
Not a good one.
I was worried about that. I was worried there for a sec where I couldn't, where I wouldn't be able to say, yeah, one of Burger's ancestors probably killed one of my ancestors.
Hell
You
yeah,
either
man.
die a Jew or live long enough to see yourself become the
Actually,
German.
My family's
that.
involvement in the Second World War is fun. I know that my one of my great grandfather, my grandmother's father on my mother's side, he was in the Wehrmacht. He died. He was younger than I am now. And he died on his way to Poland. Not Poland, to Stalingrad. He stepped on a landmine.
Well, at least he didn't get to fucking Stalingrad.
I know that his
man, that place is a
my
shithole.
grandfather's father, he died when he was 56. So he might have died before the Second World War. Actually, he died super young because they had like all kinds of cancer. I know that I'm not sure if this is true. Like my grandfather told me this because he did some genealogy. Apparently, my grandfather that lived in Poland was at some point involved with like the Polish resistance. And the other one, I don't actually know what he did.
Well, it's like I know with like on my one side, we're actually Jews from Russia, and during the 19th century, when Russia was going through their pogroms, they fled Russia to Germany because it was safer.
Ooh.
And it's like,
Oh, that
And
no,
it's
but
like-
there's a lot
Well,
of
fuck.
there's a
but
lot
that's
of,
absolutely true. That's absolutely true. I mean, Russia was horrible.
Oh yeah.
there's a
For
lot
some
of
reason-
actually Germans in Russia. Like there's the
Oh yeah, the
Deutschrussen.
the German Volga.
I have a friend, an IRL friend from high school. He's like blonde. He has like a fucking Viking beard. He looks like a Swedish guy basically, but he was born in Asia. Because he's a Deutschruss, he's a German Russian, and his family, like it was Catherine the Great, took people from Germany and settled them in like Siberia, and he's from like the middle of like Asian Siberia. He was born there, and now he lives in Germany because his parents moved back.
Well, it's like, yeah, the one side of my family, they're basically Russian Jews, and then on my other side, they were Irish coal miners who emigrated to America in the 1800s, became coal miners, and then during the 20th century, they became carnies. So, and they were carnies up until like the 1980s. Like they literally they had like a whole caravan.
That's
Caravan,
pretty late.
like- Yeah, they were literally like doing that whole. I don't know if they do it in Germany, but here in the States during the summertime, like in mall parking lots, they just set up a fucking carnival. And my one side of my family is that, and then my other side of my family is Jews. So it's like I'm just a mishmash of just pure degeneracy. I'm half carny, half Jew.
That's disgusting. 2 Irish Jews in this fucking chat. It's repulsive. I didn't know there was any others. It's fucking terrible in the summer, man. I'm the pastiest motherfucker there is, but the problem is I tanned as shit. And it's a disgusting abomination when I take my shirt off and I blind people and I look basically Italian on my arms. I get the worst fucking farmer's tan there is.
Oh, dude, I bet I could be. I got a farmer's tan right now. It's the fucking winter time.
I don't fucking know, man.
Listen, you talk about looking Italian. I am Italian. It's not good. But at least I don't get sunburns like ever. So that's
See,
cool.
but I have the 2 extremes. I am like the whitest person in my school, but I tan to shit because I'm a fucking yid. It's horrible. I hate it. It's disgusting. This is why miscegenation's wrong. Shit like this that happened to me. I don't want to exist, man.
God, this is just great.
Don't we all?
I never consented to being born.
Yeah, I know. Take me off this
Who
wild
is-
ride, Mr. Bones.
Well, I hate to be bearer of the obvious, but we got 7 white guys in here talking about race. Maybe we should talk about something else.
That
Nah.
is true.
Why?
Beast, can you come back in here, please?
What's wrong with talking about race?
Here's the thing about the DNA. I feel it makes sense for like Americans to take it because of
Because we're all fucking mongrels.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I'm probably not gonna have any big surprises in the DNA test. Like it's just like an
Yeah.
interesting thing. I do want to have it primarily for the thing that tells me that I'm going to get Alzheimer's when I'm aged 30. But that's not actually they can't do that in Germany for some reason. I think it's like a legal thing because you have to be like a doctor to give that counts as medical advice, and you have to be a doctor for that or some shit. Like, and that's the one part of the service that they don't offer here. So,
Oh shit, dude. In the States,
Meanwhile, my pharmacy has a drive-through.
Fucking
yeah, dude.
New
No,
Orleans
I-
drive-through
Lovely.
liquor stores.
Oh yeah. No, because we're under a blizzard warning right now outside, so I didn't want to leave my car, so I literally went through a drive-through liquor store, drive-through pharmacy, and then a drive-through taco shop, so I didn't have to leave my car.
fucking.
Welcome to
I mean,
America.
America. Yeah.
Also, can I just,
all in the middle of a fucking blizzard. So there you go. I got
mean,
snow
we have-
tires. It's okay.
yeah, I mean, at least it's
We have-
useful for something.
We have drive-through daiquiri shops.
Oh boy.
what?
Yeah, you heard that right.
Drive-through bars.
Dude, we don't got that shit around here, man. I wish. We just got fucking drive-through methadone clinics and shit.
You have drive-through
do-
used car salesman.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that drive-through or drive-in theaters were still a thing because
We got them around here.
Oh, yeah, we have.
We got like 3 of them.
yeah.
Is there someone extremely quiet?
Yeah, it's because there's 2 of them
I think,
talking.
yeah, I
at
think
the
it's
table.
Caleb's
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
girlfriend.
Caleb's
Yeah.
girlfriend. I understand.
She's like my navigator for this. So apparently we have a drive-in theater in Warren, PA, which is like 60,
40 minutes away.
40 miles away.
I know
Yeah,
that
we-
there's a drive-in theater somewhere where I live, which is strange. This is like I live in the least densely populated state, I think, of Germany. This is like the
Doxed yourself.
people know the city where I live. so-
We will find him.
My
Get
first
dogged.
experience with
It's just-
a drive-in theater was we got to
God.
see the last Airbender live action.
Oh God!
Oh.
Yeah, that seems about right.
And then we got to see Despicable Me at the same time because they always do 2 at the same time.
Yeah, double feature.
Ooh, not good.
It was amazing.
Such a Chadley double feature.
Yeah.
Me and my mom always joke that, like, not that we actually have cancer, but that the last Airbender gave us cancer.
Okay.
I mean,
Have you
Avid
checked? Have you
fans
been to a
and-
physician?
Yeah.
I
Because
think they had a
honestly,
recall on that movie because of that shit.
yeah.
It went terminal right quick.
Yeah.
Or no, see, it gets just slammed into your veins, so it's already pre-metastasized.
Oh shit.
As soon as they called Ang Ong, me and my mom lost it.
I think
Oh my
in the
God.
German version, he's called Ang in like the German thing. The Vertonung. What's the fucking English dub? That's the word. Well, listen, up here where I live, it's basically is you have cows, you have just not even really forests, you have huge wind parks, and some of the most advanced military submarines in the world. That's where I live.
It's lovely.
Nice.
I could take them.
We just have abandoned factories and fucking poverty here, man.
I just posted a picture of what it looks like right now, just north of town. It's a winter hellscape right
Nice.
How'd you get that picture? How fucking tall are you, dude?
now. No, that's a road camera from Interstate 29.
That wasn't even a fucking dad joke. That was like a grandpa joke.
I know, right? Oh, hey, so I mentioned it in the last Fast Food Thursday. I'm trying to find an article right now about the 100,000 cows that died in my state just randomly during the blizzard, and they all piled up on the interstate, and they had to close the interstate.
What?
I'm trying to find pictures of it because after they opened up the interstate, they because dead cows were just everywhere on Interstate 90, so they put them all in the piles. And so it was like literally once they opened up the interstate, you'd be driving down the interstate and there'd just be a mountain of like 50 cows just in this huge pile.
Nice.
It was
beautiful.
Didn't Stamets have a story like this where he took mushrooms and he had a dream about seeing like a huge field of dead cows, and then he wrote that down and it actually happened a few weeks later?
Oof.
Sounds like some spooky shit.
Let's be honest. Lots of people get lots of weird fucking dreams all the time. Some of them are bound to
Yeah,
get.
but this is Stamets
happen.
we're talking about, okay? I mean, come on.
Okay, there's the article I found. I just found it. Tens of thousands of cow killed in Friday's blizzard, ranchers say.
Unavailable due to legal reasons. We recognize you are attempting to access this website from a country belonging to the European Economic Area, including
Yeah,
the
fuck
EU.
you.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, jeez,
Bitch.
you got need a VPN to check that out.
Because
Jeez.
Hold on, I got this.
because of the GDPR in it.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, because
break
it's
the fucking law.
Have I heard about Good RX? No.
Fuck's good, alright.
No.
You know, speaking of that cows shit, I remember I was like a kid around here. This guy had a private zoo, right? He had like lions and tigers and shit, like a couple miles outside the city.
Should have said lions and tigers and bears.
Oh
Should
my.
have gone there.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not. Fuck you. Anyways, he had it. He killed himself and he let all the shit go. And there was a while in the woods
I
around
heard
here where
about
we
it,
had
yeah.
fucking lions and shit in the
I
fucking
remember
woods and a
reading
bunch of
about
exotic
that.
animals.
Yeah,
It was a terrifying time to be alive.
he had like some issues with like property taxes, so he just let all the animals out and killed himself.
Yep, and that
Fucking
was like
nice.
15 to 20 minutes away from where I live.
Yeah.
It was
I
great.
read
It's like the
I read that there's actually more tigers in captivity living in Texas than in the wild all over the world.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
I mean, it's probably one specific kind of tiger, but yeah, sounds about right.
You know, the Mike Tysons and shit of the world need that stuff, man. For that clout.
The
Oh, yeah,
only thing
well, to kind of continue on the local news of how fucking weirdly crazy it is to live in South Dakota. Christmas night, some dude decided to take his wife out on a Christmas flight in their little private plane, and because of all the fog, they crashed into a neighborhood.
Nice.
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 I mean,
Yeah.
well, it's kind of like nobody on the ground died. It was just everybody on the plane died. But it was just like it was kind of sweet, but then also kind of sad because they were both in their 70s.
Oh,
And then I got to thinking, it's like maybe somebody in their 70s shouldn't be flying a plane in the fog.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to go to fucking Australia, because my uncle's like 78 and half blind, and he's legally allowed to fly there, and he still does. That man's gonna fucking kill someone.
Oh, God.
I mean, skies are like it's big. Honestly, I'm more scared about that kind of people driving than fucking flying a plane.
Yeah, but that's like I'm used to that though. There's fucking cunts that drive every day that I'm used to that. I don't know, because a plane goes way faster.
Yeah, but the plane's much further away, and it
well, and
they're
what
not all
doesn't
concentrated. Sorry.
what doesn't help is like, okay, a couple of months ago, I went to renew my license at the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles, and because I have a CDL, I had to do my eye exam every time I renew. So I was in there doing my eye exam, and I finished it. And the guy next to me must have been in his 90s, and he was doing. And if you're over 65, you also have to do it every time you renew. And he must have been in his 90s. And the lady was like, "You want to try again?" Okay, try again. Okay, just
Yeah.
get that last part. Okay.
You know, a lot of old fuckers will go down to like Arizona and shit because it's a ridiculous amount of time. It's like 30 something years or something to need to get the renewal. And so a lot of old people will go down there and get it renewed, and then they're fucked.
It's like that's part of the reason why they're still on the fucking road is because people will just feel so bad for them.
Yeah, no.
Because it's like if they don't have a car, they don't really have anything. So it's like just keep trying. You'll get it eventually.
Yay for US infrastructure demanding that you have a car, otherwise you'd like.
Well, it's because it's massive here, dude. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things. We're fucking huge.
Yeah, this is a problem that I grew up on Mallorca. Like I spent my childhood on Mallorca, the Mediterranean island. They still have a very similar problem, where their infrastructure is shit. They have like 2 train lines now, and it's like the town where I grew up. Right now that they have this new bus network, there's 4 buses a day, and you have to call them first, otherwise they don't come. And this is why everyone on that fucking island needs to have a car to get around. So really, it is a big infrastructure thing, because in Germany, even in rural areas, you have bus connections. Like, the city where I live is terrible when it comes to public infrastructure and transportation. We have the highest density of bus stops anywhere in Germany, but the bus stops coming at like midnight. I used to live in a small town where the bus would be there all night long. Like, I hate living here. I just do.
Yeah, but homie, how are we gonna fund for them fucking wars if we have buses to pay for? All right?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What the fuck's wrong with that?
That is true.
All right?
Actually, yeah.
There's brown people to blow up right now, not buses to make.
Also, walls to build. Let's not forget.
Okay, so the crazy thing is like Germany is 350,000 square kilometers. South Dakota is 200,000 square kilometers. Germany has like 80 million people. South Dakota has like 600,000.
Yeah.
That's why everybody needs cars out here. We don't have the population to justify.
Oh, if you're living on the farm and shit, definitely you should like.
Well, that's the entirety of
in the middle
South
of nowhere.
Dakota.
You're gonna need cars, but like at least in cities, get some fucking proper transportation.
But at least we got Mount Rushmore. We got 2 big fucking faces on the side of the mountain.
You got like the Crazy Horse Monument and shit too in the Badlands, right?
Yeah, we got a ton of shit. No, that's all South Dakota. North Dakota ain't got shit. They got B-52 bombers and oil.
Is Minuteman where you guys are? Or is that like one of the states next to you guys? The Minuteman National Monument.
I think that's one
of the nuke base.
Oh, we got tons of nuke bases out here.
No, but like a nuclear missile silo that they turned into a national monument.
Oh no, we don't have that. I think that's Montana that has that.
It's near you guys.
No, there used to be circulated a lot in the late 2000s. This whole database of each state and showed all the targets that the Soviet Union had targeted in each state. And like you look at like New York, and it's got like, you know, of course, New York City, Rochester, Buffalo, and like a couple military bases. But if you look at like Montana and South Dakota and North Dakota, it's like 1 or 2 spots, and then just a wall of like nuclear explosions where they had like each nuclear silo like targeted. So like Montana had like 800 missiles targeted at it.
Holy shit.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I've been Syracuse posting in chat. So around here we don't really have that much crazy news, but Syracuse is like Florida concentrated into a single city in New York. And most of it.
But do you guys have that law where that sunshine law where everything has to be reported, or everything can be reported? Yeah, that's why all the crazy shit happens in Florida, is because they're allowed to report on it as it happens.
Oh, Good Samaritan, you mean?
No, sunshine law.
The sunshine law. It's if journalists find out about something and they put in a request with the police for information, the police has to provide the information. Like, they have extremely high degrees of transparency in Florida.
I'm not familiar with the local police doctrine, so I can't answer that.
Yeah, it's just
that you have to wait until the cops say it's okay, like once the case is almost closed or somebody's on trial.
Yeah.
I just posted an Imgur album that shows like the nuclear detonation attack map for like each state, and it's you go to some of the states and it's fucking crazy.
Mhm.
Good old Oregon.
Oregon's safe. Everybody
Yeah.
go to Oregon.
Oregon's safe. That looks like the place to be.
Honestly, if a nuclear war happened and they used this map still, I probably still wouldn't go to Oregon.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I'd be fucked.
But like
yeah.
scroll down to Montana and just look at that. It's just like it looks like it looks like a giant boil.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then like
What Montana ever do to you, dog?
Yeah, and then you got like North Dakota that just looks like it got
Also,
like herpes or something.
Colorado in northeast, just square grid of nukes.
Yeah, that's how you know that's where the nuke silos were. Yeah,
Yeah.
You look at like Colorado and Wyoming and the Dakotas, Montana. It looks like they just been fucking without a condom. They just are covered in herpes.
Not good.
I like how you have all these just like on hand.
Yeah.
Also, fucking Hawaii, just nuke the big island, leave the others alone.
Rhode Island's so small that like one nuke is like a quarter of the states.
I'm so angry that Rhode Island isn't actually an island. Like, that legitimately makes me mad. Like, what the fuck?
Or how Kansas City is not in Kansas, you know?
It's in
Just
Missouri.
it's just U.S. shit, you know?
But there is part of Kansas City is in Kansas, though.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah,
it's technically
just
located in
US
Missouri,
things.
yeah.
But
Just
but
those things.
if you ever find yourself in Kansas City, just know that the most important part, which is the IKEA, is in Kansas, not in Missouri.
Mhm.
Here in New York, we have Cuba, New York, and Athens, New York.
Oh yeah,
all
we
that
have
sort of
Athens,
shit.
Ohio. We have New Philadelphia and shit. I mean, people just get fucking bored, man. They just put new, or they just copy it from some other fucking country.
Isn't
great.
there an area in Minnesota that's is called Egypt or something, and they have all
Yeah.
of these like Egyptian towns?
Oh no, that's southern Illinois. If you go
Yeah,
like to the
southern-
southern tip of Illinois, there's a Cairo, Illinois. That's why like there's a Cairo, Illinois, and then a Memphis, Tennessee. It's like that whole area was like copied from ancient Egypt.
Speaking of ancient Egypt in the United States, I remember reading about this. This happened a while ago, but they just uncovered like one of the old like film sets of fucking Egypt that's been buried out in the deserts in California. They fucking just rediscovered that shit like it was some new fucking find. It was like from the 20s or something. It was like a mock like Alexandria or some shit. It was crazy.
When your country's history is like 400 years, so you have to bury shit to find it again.
There is serious.
Whoa.
I know a guy who knows a guy who did archaeology on like in a specific spot somewhere in America. I think it was in one of those streets where people used to shoot heroin a lot.
Yeah.
So like
All
Los
of them?
Angeles.
Yeah, that's like my entire city.
He actually did. He dug into the ground and recovered several different strata of heroin needles, and did like a sort of stratigraphy of the different periods of heroin usage in that area over like the past 50 years. And that is a financed archaeology project that is completely legitimate.
Well, that like reminds me of like
Strata of needles.
well, like after they cleaned up the Twin Tower site and they were beginning construction on the Freedom Tower, and because it's so much larger, it's such a larger tower, they had to dig deeper down into the bedrock. They found like a full fucking like trading ship from like the 1600s in there.
Fuck.
Oh yeah,
they
up
found-
up in Buffalo, they did the same thing. They were digging out like an old historical site or some shit and found a bunch of old trading ships.
Yeah, it's crazy. You just remind me, just like, I don't know why heroin reminded me of McDonald's. That really says something about McDonald's. But I was actually a while ago. I made a delivery out in there's a town in California called Industry, and guess what they do? Industry. And I made a delivery there, and I drove past this McDonald's. Like it was like back in this sort of like industrial cul-de-sac where I delivered to, and like across the street there was a McDonald's, but it had like these huge ass security fences around it, and it was just completely locked away, and was like, this is not an official McDonald's. Please do not enter. And I went and asked around about it, like, what's up with this McDonald's here? Because it's a full-fledged McDonald's. And I asked him about it. It's like, oh, yeah, every commercial that McDonald's films is filmed in there.
What?
Yeah. It's like a secret McDonald's. In this, and just this,
The
the middle of
stage
this.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's like how Johnny Sins has a fucking stunt double, man.
Yeah. McDonald's has a stunt McDonald's.
Can't go forever, dude.
Yeah, let me find pictures of it. Yeah, it's called the fake McDonald's, even though it's a real McDonald's.
I mean, they don't serve food there, so it is a fake.
No, they do. Whenever they go to film, what I found out is whenever they go to film there, they do fire up the grills and the ovens because the crew has to eat. So they just eat McDonald's while they're there.
Is there no other place in the whole town? Because that is the only reason why I would imagine.
Well, yeah, this place is like tucked away deep in an industrial zone. Like the best you're gonna get is like a food truck. So it's like they just like, all right, we're filming, so fire up the grills.
Man, I was at a super fucking scary McDonald's once. Now it wasn't the McDonald's itself. Me and my friends went down to West Virginia and we went camping. We were eating fucking MREs and shit for a week, so we wanted like food.
Oh, I love MREs.
MREs are fucking delicious, but and like sit
You
down.
get sick of them.
You
You
can't live off.
You can't live off
What's an
MREs.
MRE?
A meal ready to eat. That's like what the military uses, or like FEMA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have the FEMA ones, but so we're in West Virginia, and we weren't really dealing with anybody there until the last day of us camping, where we were like on these rocks and shit. We're in a national forest, and there's this fucking hillbilly family, and there's like the husband, and then his like sister wife, and then their fucking inbred children and shit. And I walk past, and they have dogs, and I walk past, I'm fine. My friend Elijah walks past, who's like black. The dogs go, "Rrr! Rrr!" They go crazy. The little kids are like fucking scared. She's like, "No, Dad, make it stop. And the dad's like, no. He's just doing his goddamn job." So we had a gun with us, and we brought it with us because we didn't want to get lynched. So we were already kind of on edge from the night before. So we're going on dirt roads for about an hour, because West Virginia has nothing other than cool forests and hillbillies. And we finally get to a town with a McDonald's. And we go there, and you ever seen a Western where, like, the protagonist or someone goes into the saloon, and the doors swing open, and everybody just stops what they're fucking doing and turns around and stares daggers into them?
Oh, yeah, the class.
It was fucking terrifying. It was the scariest shit because, like, I look like some fucking hippie. So there's me, there's, again, my friend who's black, my other friend has, like, fucking nail polish on his hand, he's a dude, and these are people, salt of the earth people. These are fucking hillbillies, idiots,
They probably just thought you were like the local meth addicts.
No, they were fucking staring us down. It was so no one was talking when we were in there. It was fucking terrifying, man. I don't know. It wasn't a McDonald's. It was a fine establishment, fine golden arches, but the people, it was just dreadful.
It's hard to believe that those people sided with the Union back in the Civil War.
Yeah, I know. They're not traitors. It's surprising.
My dad once told me the opposite of that story, where he and my mom were down south somewhere, and they stopped at a Church's Chicken, and they went in, and everyone was black, and everyone was staring at them.
Oh, I've had situations like that before where I've gone somewhere and I'm like, I am not the right skin color to be in here.
Okay,
See you
so I have
later,
a
folks.
question. If I really like fried chicken. Like I just
delicious.
love
Everybody
fried
does.
chicken.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
universal thing.
But
Yeah,
I want to
fried
eat
chicken.
the real. I don't want to eat like some whiteified shit.
Yeah.
I want to go
Churches.
to like a city. I want to go to a place where only the black people go. But
Okay. If
That's
you're looking,
fine, dude.
is it?
if you look-
will I be fine if I talk with a British accent?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
no. Okay. Here's the thing about America is that people in America love like British and Irish and Scottish accents. Well, maybe not Irish, but Scottish and British accents. We fucking eat that shit up.
I don't know.
Americans eat that
Scottish
shit up.
accents are pretty fucking gross.
Yeah, I see. Well, I've seen people with like the whole
And British accents can be super gross too. Just most people think of it as like a fucking
Yeah.
posh London accent. They don't think of like Cockney and shit.
There's like
Well,
I don't know, like 3% of
Brummy.
Brits actually speak with received
Yeah.
pronunciation. Like I not even I don't do received pronunciation that much myself. Like I have some fucking bits and pieces from other accents in there. But I can imagine like a big burly Scottish guy going into one of these places and going, "I'd like the biggest bucket of chicken you have."
Right?
no.
I mean,
but if you're gonna go franchise, then go with Church's Chicken because it's cheap and it's like the most. It's honestly the best fried chicken I've ever had was Church's. And it's cheap. It's good.
I want to eat the like super hot chicken that gives me hallucinations. That's what I want to eat.
Oh, dude,
think
get
I-
like jerk or some shit. Then go.
Oh yeah, then you're
go
gonna want to get like
jerk.
then you're want to get like jerk chicken and
Yeah.
the best place for that would be like New York City,
Florida has some good shit too.
or Florida as well. Either
we
New
have
York
an
City or
excellent
Florida.
place here, like down, like in like the ghetto. It's like around the border, which I realize this with like a lot of the places in the United States. I think it's everywhere. Where like a lot of the extremely rich neighborhoods are right next to like the super poor neighborhoods. It's strange, but here there's like this bridge that separates like Bracknell, which is where like LeBron James and shit lives, and then there's one of the worst hoods in the city, and right in between there's the Bracknell kitchen, which is this little tiny hole in the wall. It's fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. I think you'd be fine because like I go to places like that are not in the most melanin, not rich areas, and I'm fine. I'm white.
Yeah, the thing is like you just have to go in there and just pretend and just not care. That's the biggest thing is not care. Don't go in there and be like, "Oh, hi, yeah, I know I'm white, but look, I have a black friend. It's totally cool. I respect you. I'm woke as well." You just go in there and just be yourself. Be like, "Hey, I just want some
people
fucking
like
chicken."
people. They don't
just-
care.
I don't
Yeah.
really understand the rules that you have because you have like a strange fascination with race in America. I don't understand it is the problem. So I don't
think
know
most
where
people
exactly
don't.
the lines are. Like if I go to a Mexican place, should I order
You're
in
fine.
Spanish? Because
Yeah,
otherwise
no,
they're gonna
no.
look at me weird.
Oh no! You should
Yeah,
not.
don't
you
do that,
should not
actually,
do
yeah.
that.
No, yeah. Pretend. Okay, here's the best advice I could give you as someone who lives in Germany. Go there pretending you're going to France. So do not disrespect them. Do not
Yeah,
speak
but I
their
always
language.
take a tank when I go to. So I don't think I can do
Andrew
that.
Avenue.
Well,
Yeah.
what I meant to say is when I vacationed in France with my dad, we never spoke French. We always
don't try,
we
unless you're fluent, you don't want to try.
No. What
Yeah.
you do is you
I am
you
fluent
butcher
in
it.
Spanish, though, like-
Buongiorno. We where, and then they'll fucking scoff at you and start speaking English. That's what you do.
Yeah,
You just
yeah,
gotta
I am
destroy their
fluent in
language.
Spanish though. So that's like that should.
I mean,
Yeah,
to
you
me,
still have to
if
fuck
I
it
was
up.
with you, I just think you're a stuck-up cunt. That would be it if you're speaking Spanish. I don't know. I mean, do what you want, but like that's how I would see it as an American.
Yeah.
Just he's
Buenos
just trying to show
dias,
off.
Mandy.
Yeah,
But no.
Buenos tortillas.
But no, honest advice: if you ever find yourself in America and you go to like a Church's Chicken and it's full of, and it's the middle of the day, so everybody's there, and like 90% of the people are black, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't try to act hood. Don't try to act woke. Just be yourself, and you'll be
Speak in
fine.
jive. Speak in jive while you're
No,
there.
do not.
what's
speak
up?
in jive.
Yo, jive ass Fergus.
Give me some of them 6 pieces. Chicken ain't got no feet.
Yeah. Yeah, if you speak in a 70s jive, it works, all right?
There's actually white people in Jamaica who speak with that like stereotypical Jamaican accent because that's just everyone speaks like that there. So I can just pretend to, oh yeah, I am from Jamaica, man. And
Bumba clot.
But like they just speak like that. It's the most normal thing to them.
Yeah.
My former roommate, his dad was from Jamaica, but when he came up, it's weird when you have like somebody who's actually from that place, because you don't actually know what they're gonna be like. So the first time I met him,
I was running, right?
I was like, this guy's gonna come in here, he's gonna be like, hey man, what's going on, or whatever the fuck. He just comes in and he's like, hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Actually, the most I guess kind of culture shock I ever had was meeting somebody from Liberia. Because
Liberia is basically America, though. I mean, it's
exactly. It's like I thought they were going to be like more, I guess, because we have a lot of Sudanese and Ethiopian people here, so I thought they were going to be more like them. It's like, no, they were like basically American, and it's so fucking weird because they're from Liberia.
No, here's the thing with Liberia is that some U.S. president went to like the American slaves after slavery was abolished, and said, "Hey, you always talked about how you want to go back to Africa. How about we make that happen?" And they all went, "Yeah, let's do it." And then the U.S. Army, the military, they went to Liberia, and there were already people there. They said, "What are you doing? This is our country." Like, no, you're gonna take our black people now. We don't give a shit. And then everyone who wanted to go, they just sent them to Liberia, and the flag of Liberia is the same as the U.S. flag, except that it only has 1 star.
Yeah, it's 1 star. Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. Little America.
Yeah, we fucked that up big time. Honestly, real talk.
We didn't fuck it up, dude. Look how beautiful it is. They have
how
people
happy
like
they are.
General Butt Naked. General Butt Naked comes from there. All right,
Oh,
that's why
God.
it's great. Dude, I want to get some blood diamonds someday, all right?
Hey, not to pull out my
Chicken muted himself as soon as you said blood diamonds, dude. What are you planning, man?
Hey, not to pull out my CGP gray side, but you could tell the state of Liberia just by looking at their county flags.
Fucking oof. Yeah.
They look like PowerPoint flags.
Good. That's how I want it to be.
Just drawn in fucking MS Paint.
They have like bigger problems, I'd say, at this point.
Oh yeah, they have
the flags. I don't know. You're right.
Yeah, but like it's indicative.
Well, I'm just saying, if Liberia was like, hey, can we become a state or a territory of the U.S., I'd be like, yeah, sure. We just to help you guys, because holy shit, you guys need help.
It is basically Ancapistan, though. There are some nice places in Liberia if you have massive amounts of money.
Oh no, like I mean, this is purely anecdotal and not indicative of the country itself, but the 2 Liberians I've met were wonderful people.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like
some of them are nice people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But they're not sending
the
it back.
7 or 8 Jordanians I've met are all very sweet and caring folks, but I wouldn't visit Jordan ever.
No, I'd never go to fucking Liberia. I mean, it's like I'd never go to Sudan or Ethiopia, and despite the fact that the best restaurant in town is Ethiopia.
I'd go to
love
Ethiopia.
to go to Ethiopia.
Yeah, same.
Ethiopia's pretty stable now, dude. It hasn't been it hasn't been that bad for a long time. Yeah.
I want a vacation in Somalia.
Yeah, because all the people, all the people who are here came over in the 80s and 90s when Ethiopia was in a really
when they're
bad
going through the
state.
famine and shit. Yeah, but that's changed a lot. Yeah, Ethiopia is actually one of the more stable countries in Africa. Right now.
It's
How is
fucking
Southern
African
Marvin?
Union. Sorry.
I'm
How
going.
would rather stop eating all the food.
One country in Africa I want to go to is Botswana. What's happening there looks really fucking fascinating to me.
I want to go to the Congo. All right, I want to kill communists, and I'm sorry, Vietnam ain't going on anymore. So it's like the only place I got at the moment.
Sorry, man. Are you from Belgium? Are you working under King Leo?
You
Homie,
son of a bitch.
my name ain't Roland either. Yeah.
Also, funnily enough, if you want, there's still some. I think there's still some fucking communist terrorists in the east of India. In the,
yeah, there is
jungles
up
there.
in the Kashmir region as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, in the mountains. There's Maoists in the mountains up there. Yeah.
Yeah, the.
Okay.
Oh, one thing that's always fascinated me about Kashmir are the gunsmiths of Kashmir, because apparently they can replicate most weapons.
Mhm.
You know, the guns look like shit, but they fucking work. Like the Kashmir gunsmiths, I hear are fucking legendary, because it's like you give them like an old wheel rim and a forge, and they'll make a gun out of it.
Here, look. This is the fucking. In East India, that's the fucking. Basically, it's all communist terrorists.
That's all the territory that T-Series controls in India.
Yeah.
I watched a video on YouTube which talked about a company I never heard of, which is an Indian conglomerate which also owns T-Series, but they're like a conglomerate that has like supermarkets and oil refineries and metal forges, and they also own T-Series.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's one of those fucking post-apocalyptic, one of those cyberpunk mega corporations that basically do everything. Like, those are happening in India.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not only in India. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
Who
Like,
are these?
Samsung, fucking Samsung. I'm sorry, but living in South Korea, basically, apparently, after what I've heard, is
Yeah,
basically living in. As if, well, not quite, because again, Samsung is not extraterritorial, but if it was, basically.
Well, South America. I feel like America. Well, I say America. When I say America, I mean the United States. So sorry, rest of America. Yeah, we kind of just took that.
Yeah, but we have America in the name. I mean,
but my God,
makes
we
sense.
really fucked over South America.
Yeah.
Something fierce.
Bad.
Something fierce. Yeah.
What with that synthetic rubber production? Yeah.
oh yeah, that.
Well, I mean,
There's
that,
always
A
Okay.
lot of stuff.
Well, I
Banana
mean-
on
Republics,
drugs.
CIA bringing in cocaine here. Yeah, shit like that. No,
Their
Us
government's
overthrowing a
bringing in
bunch of governments.
socialism.
Yeah.
well, like okay, like here in South Dakota, we have Indian reservations. You know, a thing of a bygone era. They're honestly, they really fucking suck. If you go there, they're really fucking terrible, and I'm honestly surprised we still keep them. But we have the Lakota Nation, which is here in South Dakota, and back in like 2006, 2007, they declared their secession from the United States, and they claimed half of South Dakota as their native territory, which, if you look at history, is right. That is their territory. But the only countries that recognized their claim was Venezuela and Bolivia.
That seems about right, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, Bolivia. I mean, nobody ever talks about Bolivia because, you know, Venezuela gets all the attention, but Bolivia fucking hates the United States.
Most of those countries do because we took out their governments and installed our own. So
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Basically
Where is
that.
Bolivia?
Bolivia
I
has,
do not understand you. Go back to your country.
Bolivia has some massive problems with. They have like a president that's Native American, and so he gets like the diversity points, but he's actually like a huge autocrat. And so,
He's a huge piece of shit.
yeah, and every time people try to fucking criticize him, he calls them racist, but he's like an actually terrible guy.
Fucking.
Okay, to
The
be
straw
fair,
man, God fucking damn it, my words. The leftist, no, sorry, God damn it, sorry.
The agony.
We don't use leftist and rightist here. We call
No, I
them
meant
what they are.
that
assholes.
Bolivian president.
Libtards.
Yeah,
Libtard.
that
Neocons.
president is like the fucking
Don't
boomer
neo-cortex.
stereotypes of boomer stereotype of libtards. There you go.
You know, I will
that
say
worked.
though, about all these like dictators and stuff, I just think it's wild, like where they come from. Like before, like the guy that runs Turkmenistan was a fucking like he was a dentist. Hitler was a fucking artist. Like I just like I think about these things and I'm like, man,
hey, hang on.
Miracle.
I can do this.
Doesn't that guy who run Turkmenistan, doesn't he have like 100-foot tall golden statue
yes,
that
he
always
has a
faces the
massive
sun?
golden statue.
Yeah,
of him.
I remember that.
Okay, so they
Yeah.
host their own Olympic Games, and it was more expensive than the Rio Olympics, and no one showed up but the Turkmenistani people because they were forced to.
Yeah, well, the part that makes his golden statue even better is that it rotates to always face the sun.
What?
Jesus fucking Christ.
He is
I
a
know
god.
That he is really into like one specific type of marble, and the whole capital is built out of this really specific and super expensive marble.
But again, man, he was a dentist. I think that shows anybody can be anything. You can run a small fucking Central Asian country if you really believe hard enough, you know? Like...
I mean, all this talk about dictators and having weird origins. Let's remember that Merkel also did have was a chemist.
Oh,
she's a physicist, yeah. She actually has a degree in physics.
In physics?
Yeah.
Dude, Ho Chi Minh was a fucking, like, a baker. Like, you can fucking do anything.
Might be chemistry also, but I'm, like, 90% sure it was physics.
I remember, didn't Ho Chi Minh live, like, for 20 years in New York City as a cook?
Yeah, no, he was a baker and shit, and he lived in Paris for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Ho Chi Minh was, like, a worldly person.
Now, Grant, he didn't run North Vietnam. He was just the figurehead. He was kind of, like, just their, like, he was just a figurehead. It was some other guy. I forgot his name, but he wasn't really in charge. He was just the guy everybody liked because, he was a pretty down-to-earth gent, even though he was a dirty gami. But they were inspired by the United States. If you actually, like, read a lot of their transcripts and stuff, like, before we were starting to fuck shit up, they quote a lot of American shit. And they kind of saw themselves as, like, a mini American Revolution down in Vietnam.
Well, like, my dad served in the Vietnam War, and, he talked a lot. He would tell me a lot about what happened when he was there. See, he wasn't a draftee. He volunteered to go, which could say something about my family. I mean, if you're like, fuck this, I'm going to go fight in this war, that says something. Anyway, and he would talk about, like, how even though he was technically supposed to be on the side of the South Vietnamese, he fucking hated the South Vietnamese. He talked about how they were just such elitist pieces of shit, how they just treated everybody like fucking dirt. And it's like he had way more respect for, like, Ho Chi Minh and the Viet Cong than he did for the South Vietnamese.
Both sides were super fucked up.
Yeah.
The Arvin did a lot of fuck shit, but, like, the North Vietnamese, like, one of the biggest things. I was watching there's a big Ken Burns documentary on Netflix. It's like 20 hours long on Vietnam, and, like, it's great. But they did a bunch of horrible shit. Like the North Vietnamese, like, one of the biggest things is they wouldn't report on deaths. So, like, if you're a family member, you wouldn't know if your kid died because they wouldn't tell you. A lot of them didn't know, and they'd hide the graves and shit because they didn't die.
To be fair, that happened. Like, the whole reporting back to the family, like, right away wasn't a thing until, like, World War
II. No, but it wasn't right away. They lied. They just straight up lied to them. They're like, "Hey, your kid's still alive."
My favorite thing about the Vietnam War, and I know this sentence is starting out weird, but it's going to get worse.
No, it's a good sentence. I like the sentence.
That yellow people died.
No, my favorite thing about Vietnam is, like, a psychological warfare operation that the Americans did.
Aesthetic.
Oh, yeah.
They installed these speakers in the forest, and they had they played, like, ghostly sounds, and it was the ghosts of dead Vietnamese soldiers who were telling because in Vietnam there's a culture of you have to be buried in your town, in your hometown, because otherwise you're going to wander as a spirit forever. And they were basically these lost souls that had died fighting the Americans. It was supposed to encourage Viet Cong soldiers to desert from the Viet Cong and go back to their hometowns. And like the recordings of that are super fucking creepy.
Yeah, I've heard that. Another one where we did with like psychological warfare and stuff is we still do it, but I think it was in Desert Storm or something. When we first started like really invading the Middle East and went to Iraq, they'd have helicopters and shit, and they'd be blasting like death metal and stuff. And the reason they didn't know is because those people there have never heard shit like that before, right?
Oh yeah,
it was a completely new fucking concept to them, and they thought it was fucking demons and shit.
Oh yeah. Like not my. By the time the first Iraq war happened, my dad was way too high a rank to be deployed out there. But he talked about they would send over like Iron Maiden and AC/DC. And they would just blast that shit like just as loud as possible, just because it freaked the fuck out of the locals out there because they never heard such intense music.
Imagine being one of the locals who gets hooked on American heavy metal by that shit, though.
No, but they actually were. The kids, I guess, got into it, like the younger people. Eventually.
I mean,
if
it's
that
like
happened today, and like millennials were the people flying those helicopters, they would just ironically put on fucking Rick Astley. Oh, y'all got Rick
Well, when my
Megalovania.
Okay. When I served in the Air Force and I was deployed to Afghanistan and I was in like Bagram and shit. When we were working on the aircraft and shit, we'd have like locals who would, do contract work. Like they had the shit jobs. They were like the janitors and shit. Because that's just the way it works. But we would just like as a rule just blast like fucking Marilyn Manson and Demi Borgir just like as a rule, and it would just like freak them out. They couldn't comprehend Demi Borgir or like just black metal in general.
Well, on the other hand of this that I was thinking of too is when my mom was in the Peace Corps in the 90s in Niger. She was with some like nomads or something. They were walking somewhere, and they had this big huge boombox, and they were blasting "I'm a Virgin" by fucking and they spoke French, so they didn't know what the words were, right? And so that was all they listened to, and they were asking her to translate it for them, and she basically didn't. She lied, right? But they thought it was like the coolest shit. I'm a Virgin by fucking Madonna.
That's
you know
pretty
that
cool.
South Korea blasts
K-pop
at North Korea.
Fucking yeah. Oh, they stopped now because they're no longer at war. That still fucks me up. Like they're no longer at war.
Yeah, that's
How
good.
terrible!
No, it's not that. It's more like, yeah, that's been.
Wait, why does Caleb sound like a girl?
I really wanted to invade there.
That's his SO.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I thought you just had like
My
schizophrenia
CO,
or
my
something.
SO.
Yeah, no, he became a castrato.
So go nuts. Don't actually go nuts.
Post Dankula's ball pictures.
It was the Jews.
Meme war now.
Oh, Jesus fucking.
Helter Skelter, Helter Skelter.
Okay, this Cesta shit is the most like cancerous, malicious. Have any of you read this law aside from Neo and myself?
Oh yeah,
I've heard about it a little bit, but let's hear it.
It's a fucking lie. First of all, the entire idea is we're stopping human trafficking, except everything that they pretend to make illegal with this law is already fucking illegal.
Yeah.
The only thing it puts in place is limits on free speech, which aren't actually within the law but implied, and it's an ex post facto law, which is unconstitutional.
Yeah, well then, I mean, if they enforce it, can't you just bring it up to the Supreme Court, like eventually?
Yeah, eventually, if you have the money.
Yeah. I mean, we have shit that's anti-First Amendment still on the books. I mean, the Alien Sedition Act are still fucking things. They never got repealed, If the government really wants to shut you up, then they could, yeah.
Well, it's like, from my perspective, like, I'm friends, like, you guys in here in the server know what I do for fun. because I post
Smoke
that
crack.
shit. I post that shit and porn
We're
and all
well
that.
aware.
And then I get the KYS squad, filling out the tags. But no, I have like friends who like, as their profession, they draw like pornography. They just draw like pornography and shit like that. And these laws like endanger their livelihood because they're so broad and non-specific that
Endangering Shad's livelihood.
Yeah.
Oof,
Yeah.
can't have it.
I'm not really
The
that
underground, the
broke
black
up about
market
that.
for furry porn now.
Yeah, well, no, it's like say what you will about furry porn. It's like there's people who make their livelihoods on that. So
Oh, yeah.
I love
a
the
whole lot
idea.
of people who make their livelihoods off that. Like, just
Dude.
Yeah.
Kill
so
the degenerates.
So like Cesta and Fosta like really affects them because look at what happened. Like Tumblr, that was because of Cesta and Fosta.
is the US banning porn or something?
No,
no,
they're not specifically banning porn, but the law is so vague that like companies like because Verizon basically owns Tumblr, Verizon's just like not wanting to take any fucking chances, so they just blocked all that shit on Tumblr.
Yeah.
And the problem is that they're not actually addressing the problem, which is like the porn bots and the child pornography. They're just banning everything.
Oh
female presenting nipples are illegal.
That's haram. You deserve it.
Inshallah, it will be done.
Yeah.
Jokes on them. I got nudes the day they announced it on Tumblr.
Isn't this like a free speech thing though? Like, isn't this protected? Is porn not protected by the First Amendment?
It is.
It depends. It is, but
I mean,
you're gonna have a hard time defending it
because it was brought up to the Supreme Court, and that was the one where like Scalia, I think, was like, "I'll know it when I see it," like with what should be illegal and what shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
I demand the right to watch hentai in public.
I need
Blasting it out
my
of the thing.
emergence.
Well, look, man.
Depends. Doujins or videos, because videos you gotta blast them out on your Bluetooth fucking stereo for everyone to hear.
3D is better than 2D.
Yes.
Oh,
Kill yourself,
that was one thing I held.
To differ.
That was one thing I had. That's the one thing I helped my dad
destroying the
learn how
West.
to. That was one thing I helped my dad learn how to use over Christmas. Was I taught him how to use Bluetooth, and now he fucking loves it. He's like, I can use my phone with my truck, and I don't even have to use a wire. This is fucking awesome.
I love
Driving-
teaching older people how to do something like kind of simple with technology, and their face just lights up, and they're like, "Oh my god, thank you so much."
Well, it's like
Nursing robot is great.
Well, it's like with my dad. He worked on like shit in the 70s and 80s, and then just fell out of touch with it. So it's like he has the mindset to appreciate technology, and it's just when he finds out like exactly what you can do nowadays, he's just so fucking blown away.
Yeah, I mean, remember when they were kids? For them, it was basically science fiction.
Yeah, it's like when he was like in his 30s, he had an Apple III, and he would have to lift it up and drop it just so it would start working again. Yeah. You guys know oh shit, you may not know about it, the Apple III.
No.
Yeah.
The
No,
one
okay,
that
so
just used to the table.
Well, the Apple II was the one used in schools and everything. The Apple III was something they made just before the Macintosh for like business users. But Steve Jobs fucked it up because he wanted it to be completely silent, so it had no fans in it. So it would get so hot that the solder would soften and chips would pop out. So what you would so this was a technical solution they gave to people where it's like if your Apple III stopped functioning, you would have to lift it up about 4 inches off your desk and drop it and reseat the chips. That is absolutely real. That's absolutely real. Go to the Wikipedia, look up the Apple III. It will say it in the Wikipedia article.
Sounds like something that you need to do with modern fucking
It's not a
the
bug.
MacBook Airs or shit.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you put your iPhone into the microwave, it'll charge it really fast.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
No, but it will. Like I saw a poster about it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's how
bend it.
microwaves
direct from
work.
4chan.
Can confirm it
Believe
works.
me, I'm a physicist. I'm a scientist. I can tell you. That's how it works.
Yeah, there it is. That's the fucking computer in the studio chat.
Nice.
That's the fucking. That's that. My dad had one of those things. It was a fucking piece of shit.
I'd like to take a moment to shill this channel.
Fucking my girlfriend makes me watch this channel with her. It's Carl Smallwood.
Yep. He writes for Today, I found out, and he used to write for, I think, Cracked or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
Today I found out it's a really good channel. I really like that channel.
I love it.
I mean, even though
2 weeks straight, I was just like binging all of his content.
Lust, was Cooles zu
Did you know
zocken?
that he actually has to like dull down his accent in order for us to understand?
I've been watching since the first shout out, so I've
already
seen
thick,
every video.
but apparently it's thicker than that.
Smallwood
Extra
is
thick.
actually a very unfortunate surname to have.
Yeah.
Is it like
He
a
takes the
southern
jokes-
accent, or what is it?
He's
not
British.
from England.
It is British.
We don't know where.
Oh, the man is
it sounds like he's kind of from like Liverpool, that type of shit.
Let me listen to it real quick. Stop. You're gonna. I'm gonna. This is
all right.
It sounds like your. It sounds like a real version of the fake accent you put on
flatly
Burger.
make it smaller. Apple engineers said like we
It's that fucking accent, is it?
What are you from
this a
Philly?
Yorkshire accent? There's a Yorkshire accent.
Yeah.
Fucking
That sounds
Yorkshire.
right.
I think I've
Still
said
not
this
as bad
before.
as some that I
Neo,
have to
please
live
stop
with.
linking alt-right channels in the chat.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Fucking
Fuck.
don't shout out the Nazis. Like literal.
Remember that guy who debunked Burger? Did you ever
Oh
watch
my
it?
fucking god.
Which one? The bunch of
Oh
people.
god, that guy was such a...
Hamke or something?
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
remember
which
that
one?
shit. Jesus.
Wait,
More
wait,
millennials
the
should be called
Marxist. What the
Let's
fuck?
shout
Oh
this
no,
guy
I
out.
actually haven't
He's
watched
a
his
sweet
videos.
kid.
Oh,
I
it's actual cancer. I wanted to die watching it. He's so bad. He said gulags were fine. They were perfect. Stalin didn't kill any people. And yeah, gulags, it was just prisoners like murderers and rapists and shit.
Yeah,
went
but was
there.
it
It's
funny?
like it's not even. It's not.
No,
even,
it's just bad.
Yeah, it's just
really
stupid.
bad. And
It's
the kid
like-
is so dumb.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
sounds
do you
like
want
he's-
to join Antifa? You
Guys,
should
I,
join
I,
Antifa.
I don't think it's fair to call him dumb. I think he has a good heart. It's just his heart's in the wrong, very wrong place.
No, he's fucking dumb.
He's not dumb. He's just
Stalinist,
mentally
communist.
retarded.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
you know, there's a certain point when you're like, he's older than me, and like he's saying some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Wait,
And he's
how old is he?
justifying-
Wait, hold on.
He's in college. I know that. I think he's like been in college for like 2 years. I'm 17, so like he's fucking older than me.
Okay. Well, to
I'm
be
not the
fair,
youngest person.
to be
He's
fair,
a boomer in my eyes. All right.
okay. To be fair, I was like a pretty solid
Gen Z gang.
Trotskyite until I was like 24.
Well, that's
Okay.
because you're gay.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I was a fucking ANCAP for a while. I mean, I think that was fucking retarded. You know?
Oh yeah.
I'll admit it.
I mean, once I like realized the full implications of Trotskyism and that it was like an eternal
Yeah,
war,
getting
I was
an
like,
ice pick to the head, like, fuck that, man.
well, no, not even the ice pick to the head, just the fact that Trotsky was like, no, we're gonna be at war for like centuries. And I'm like, oh,
That sounds like fascism.
That's
It just sounds like
no, thank you.
repackaged fascism.
I love how a lot
No,
of Trotskyists are just, well, yeah, I'm not an evil Stalinist. I'm a good guy. I'm a Trotskyist. Like,
Yeah, we're only gonna have a permanent war. I mean,
Again, that sounds like shit that Mussolini wrote about with like fucking.
Though,
yeah.
To be
The
honest,
trains will run on time.
America is the Trotskyist wet dream if you think about it, because for the entire existence of the United States of America, there's only been 20 non-consecutive years where
was
the US
14.
hasn't been at war.
I thought it was like 14 years. I thought it was even less than 20. Yeah, no.
Okay, libtard. I'm gonna ask you a quick question. How are we supposed to spread democracy if we're not using 2-ton bombs?
Through the
What were you
peaceful
gonna do
way.
about those
Great job of
WMDs?
spreading democracy in South America.
Yeah, we did a
Hey,
great
but
job to
we did
Iran.
it.
Remember that? Remember Iran in the 50s? That looked really good. That democracy
We
was spread there. too.
fixed everything. It's better now. Come
Yeah,
on,
Famous
guys.
hey,
Democrat
hey,
Pinochet.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
hey,
Well, hey,
Fucking Pinochet.
Pinochet is a
stupid-
god. Don't shit on my boy.
Hey, let me just say, even though we
OG
fucked over,
9/11.
like Chile the worst, we're still pretty cool. We're still pretty chill with them. They're not.
I
They
don't know.
like.
Yeah.
El
Like
Salvador
this,
was
I
pretty
have
bad.
fucking-
I don't know if we did Chile the worst because Chile's
we-
recovered.
Well, we fucked over Chile something proper, but they recovered and they don't absolutely hate us. Like they're still kind of cool with us.
But they recovered, like you said. I don't think we. I think like El Salvador or some shit is the worst we done in South America.
It also helps that they had the most. They had the easy, not the most, but the most easily accessible lithium resources, which is something we kind of fucking need. Yeah, we kind of need that lithium that they have.
So let's go down and take it.
Kind of cool in the sense
Manifest
Funny
destiny.
enough about fucking Pinochet, that was a staple. Well, there was a staple NPC in one of the Shadowrun campaigns that I played that was basically Pinochet. Name was Pino. So yeah.
Pino?
OG 9/11.
Pino was gender bent lolly Pinochet that
Ew.
took us on free
Yeah, that
helicopter
sounds like
rides.
Shadowrun campaign,
Amazing.
alright.
Yeah. I saw a joke tweet where
Boy.
it was like supposed to be this old guy. He's like, yeah, so my son called me an NPC, so I gave him a quest to get the fuck out of the house.
Burger, did you play Shadowrun Hong Kong?
Yeah, I played all the Shadowrun games.
Did you do the after the scenario that came after you beat the ending?
Yeah.
With you were doing the corporate security job or whatever, you had to get that little girl out who turned out to have been genetically altered or whatever.
Okay, I don't specifically recall that, but I probably did. Oh no, yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Stop spoiling tabletop games.
It's a video game.
Steam. It's on Steam. Go fucking play it, you fucking pleb.
Yeah, that was really
fucking
fucked up.
Spoiling shit. Fuck you. Fuck you, chicken bullions.
You're not gonna play a game anyway. You're too low IQ to play a tactical RPG.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
That cut deep, chicken. That cut
Fucking
deep.
90 IQ, low T, low effort.
Yeah, shit. Coming from you especially. Jesus Christ.
I have 70 IQ points.
Watch
I have
some Rick
more
and Morty.
chromosomes than you will ever have. Shut the
Your
fuck up,
IQ to
pussy.
your chromosomes. Kill yourself.
I like playing Valkyria Chronicles because I could play as a 14-year-old with an anti-tank rifle.
That's just me in
like
real life.
Real life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
like-
just go down to the Congo, man.
Yeah.
Live out your dreams.
No,
Longo,
Serbia is the
bongo.
hotbed of 14-year-olds with anti-tank rifles.
Dude, I
In the
wish.
Congo, they can't afford that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. They gotta do with the hand-me-down handguns, their grandparents and shit.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, maybe I should
So
go
sad.
join my fucking uncles, do some IRA shit, fuck up some British people. Do the
God.
same shit.
Listen,
God,
making
oh
car
God,
bombs sounds really fun.
It
Oh
does.
god, that was like one of the best parts of like being stationed in Afghanistan was just like it was so easy to buy like old Soviet equipment over there.
You know,
Like,
maybe I'll hit up Afghanistan.
No, like when I was stationed over there, like you could go into town into the local bazaar that like would deal with that would like allow Americans in there, and you could buy like Ushankas for like $5.
Alright, we're
and they-
talking Shankas, not tanks.
Yeah, I thought we
Yeah.
were talking about like T-34s. I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Oh, no,
sign me
no,
up
no,
with my
no,
Kalashnikov.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
At the
talking
fucking
about
bazaar.
I'm talking about like Ushankas and gas masks and shit like that.
Right,
Oh,
like,
they-
like,
Like if you wanted to LARP as like somebody from Stalker, you could totally do that in
Afghanistan.
Well,
Oh,
then
shit.
I need my
Dude.
AK.
Dude,
Yeah.
the new stalkers are gonna be people who have porn. Like in the United States, we're gonna be like young men going in with fucking gas masks and cameras and guns and shit just to record people fucking. and sell it on the black market.
Implying I don't do that already.
Yeah, come on, man.
Guys,
Hey, man,
you will
like-
find the real full empty. That was a
Going on a night
roadside
vision
picnic
camper.
reference for all my
No, like-
literary niggas.
But no, like one of the things I missed from when I was stationed over there is we had a gas. We had a gas truck, a gas like it was. I guess its proper name is like the Gazelle, but it was built in Russia and it had like a Chinese engine. And the thing was such a piece of shit, but it was so much fun to drive. I fucking missed that truck. Let me try it.
I don't think. I'm pretty sure Gaz is the Russian acronym.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was called Gazelle, but it was made by a company called Gaz. So you kind of see like what they pulled there, the Gazelle.
Gorkovsky, blah, 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 blah. I can't read it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was such a piece of shit truck, but it was so much fun. I loved it. I
wish
love
could
that fucking
do
thing.
my Cyrillic lessons, but I won't. I refuse.
Yeah, why would you want to read that commie jibber jabber?
Russians at this point are almost, if not more, they're just hyper America. Each one of them carries the American spirit.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Thank you very much, DNP84. Wish I could give more I'm a fan from Houston, Texas. Or Houston, thanks. Could also be that. Thank you very much for your contribution. Happy Christmas.
Houston, they have a lot of oil refineries down there. That some of them
Somebody
explode.
say oil.
Oil.
We should invade Texas.
Come and
But
get it, bitch.
I posted a picture. I posted a picture of what the truck looks like. This thing was such a piece of shit, but I fucking loved it. We used to drag race it down the runway.
Honestly, still looks better than the fucking Fiat Dupla.
You know, I'm all about supporting the troops, but now that I know at least one of them was a furry, I don't know.
I want to support them more.
Send fursuits for the troops.
Imagine you're like some fucking Taliban fighter that fucks goats in the desert, and there's just an army of people in wolf costumes charging you with AKs.
Furries for freedom.
Dragon costumes. Angel dragons are the best.
They're shouting a woo at you.
Like, fuck all the trans people that are in. If I can't have my trans people in the army, I don't want furries in the army. I'm sorry.
I say keep them all. If
I say put them on the
Send them to
front.
the military.
Yeah.
The only person
We
in
drop
the army
them
is
instead
Jeb
of
Bush.
bombs.
The other,
Jeb.
Okay. Not to get
Strap
too
dynamite to their chests.
Gonna get them bushwhacked.
not to get too serious about this shit, but like you can have transgender people in the military and still have a perfectly functional military.
Yeah, just
If
put
they
them in
pass
the front.
I don't care if they pass
without
the psych
guns.
eval, and I don't know if they'll do that.
Well, no, because a good half of the military, like half of the people in the military, are
Yeah, they're psychotic.
No, they're in administration. They're working office jobs.
Mhm.
Like some like okay, yeah, don't put transgender people on the front line because
That's exactly what you have to do.
Yeah, that's what you
No, I
want.
mean-
Put them in the front without
Yeah.
weapons
Jesus.
and just
Like,
say, "Go get him,
Terrifying
cowboy."
with their
Jokes
transness.
aside, what the fuck?
It's a gay
what's
bomb.
the problem of like
That's how we'll win-
some roided
we'll
up
win the
like
war with
trans
traps.
man on the fucking test that has to inject himself with fucking testosterone? So what's the problem with putting him on the front line?
Well, the
The
reason
high
they
likelihood of
give,
suicide?
the
Well,
reason that they
it's-
give is because they're scared because of their suicide rates being so high that they won't function well with a unit and they might kill themselves.
well,
That's why
instead,
I don't
well,
agree with
Sounds
that.
a bit retarded, but
So
sure.
the,
Well,
the reason
well, then
that their suicide rates are so high is because they're not accepted. And so
Yeah.
the solution for that is not to not accept them, That's fucking
Yeah.
dumb.
Well, then
Yeah.
here's what you fucking do: you put them on fucking payroll. They cut it. They cut the paychecks for the people on the front line. That way they're not like. God damn it. Trump is a fucking idiot. Fuck him.
I mean,
I don't know. He did pull out of Syria,
Got him.
so I kind of like that. At
He didn't
least.
pull out of Syria completely, did he?
I think he's just doing Air Force shit there.
He basically scrambled back more than pulled out ordinarily.
I mean, this is something that's happened in the
It's still-
past. I mean, they pull out some troops, they pull out a lot of troops, and then they send more in. Also, Neo, let's bring in Moderator. Thank you for an additional $20, you absolute madman. Yeah, I mean, today is open for mods. Like, all mods and shit, you can come in.
Fucking yeah.
This is why not
Spending that fucking Christmas
Let
bonus.
Moderator in.
Mortato, get in here, you fucking beautiful bastard. What are you doing?
Anyway,
Yeah,
I just like to say my proudest time of being in the military was working on the AC-130 gunships. Those things are fucking beasts.
Yeah,
They're
the buckets.
They're
Yeah,
fucking
my A10.
they're fucking terrifying as well.
I'm gonna have to get
A10s,
ready for work, so I'm
like
gonna.
flying guns.
No, the AC-130 gunships.
I know what that is, but my
Yeah.
A10s, my flying machine gun.
Whoever said they have to go to work, see ya.
Yep, bye.
Yeah, go.
Peace out.
Yeah, have fun at work.
Chicken.
Love you, buddy.
See ya.
Probably not gonna happen.
Boy.
They'll probably send me home 2 hours early, like they did yesterday, because it's right after Christmas, and I work in a warehouse.
Big oof.
So, let's get those hours. Let's fucking get this bread.
Yes, indeed.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Ugh.
Bye.
True meaning to LGBT. Let's get this bread.
Let God burn them.
But yeah, any de-escalation, even if it's not permanent, which would suck, I still like, because fucking American foreign intervention, military-industrial complex is kind of big and gay.
Agreed.
Military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's
Agreed.
true.
Except that now people, like all the other countries, are stuck there and they go like, where the fuck are the Americans now?
Yeah, there's
good for
I
them.
saw an
Fuck those
article in the
countries.
newspaper where like, who's gonna protect the German troops in Syria now? It's like, maybe pull the fuck out, you dumb cunts!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is there support for
No, that's Afghanistan,
German troops
actually.
in Syria?
That's Afghanistan.
Yeah,
They're in
Afghanistan.
Oh, Afghanistan.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember when Russia invaded Georgia, the United States had to come in and like move Georgian troops back to Georgia so they could go fight in that war against Russia. That was kind of weird. It's like, oh shit, we gotta get these guys back home so they can fight back there. That was like in a weird way that was kind of messed up.
Mom says I'm not allowed to fight in this war anymore. I gotta go home.
I gotta pull out. But
Yeah,
never pull out.
Can you give us a ride back home? And then America's like, oh, we'll give you a
That's
ride
what my
back.
health teacher taught me. And I think the United States learned the same thing. Never pull out, all right?
Just fucking hold in there.
Yeah. Forever.
Spray your hot stuff all inside the local population. And
Hey, man. I'm a hardcore genetic imperialist. I can get behind that shit, all right?
The
There's
true genetic
something very
imperialist.
about the idea of genetic imperialism, dude.
Look. Here's what I'm saying. So Japan is going through a horrible epidemic at the moment, right? All right. And I think as an American, it's my job to fight horrible diseases like this shit that's going on. There's the horrible virginity epidemic that's going on in Japan, all right? And I think I'll be like FEMA, all right? I'll help these people. All right?
Japan is such a weird place.
Yeah.
Like, literally, how do you forget how to fuck? Like, how even does... But
They're like,
we were
much
talking
work.
about hentai earlier. I've come to the conclusion, really, that right now I have come to this conclusion. They just don't know what sex is in Japan. They do not understand how it works at all.
Well, it's all figured out.
We can come over
Burger.
and teach it to them.
Burger. May I introduce you to the panda?
Fucking.
We will teach them our peaceful ways
Wait,
by force.
I'm
You know?
pretty sure.
The Japanese are literally just pandas right now.
Yeah.
Also, I just realized, talking about fucking, what was it, genetic imperialism, that is basically Star Trek Kirk in
Yeah,
one
it's great.
in one sentence. Yeah.
Yeah, I yes, I like that. I'll be compared to Captain Kirk. I'm fine with that.
Okay, you're Captain Kirk. I'm fucking Captain Hark.
I
From
don't
Doctor
even know
Who.
who that is. I've
Yeah.
not.
Uh,
seen
Cat-
that.
We're not nerds
Cat-
enough.
Oh, Captain Harkness is a dude from Doctor Who who will pretty much fuck anything with a brain.
I do not like Doctor Who. I get why a lot of people like it. Like my girlfriend, for instance, she's super into Doctor Who. I cannot get into it. It just doesn't take itself seriously at all. And that is something that really bothers me.
Ooh, talking about space series, what about The Expanse?
Reading the books right now, like
good.
Caliban's War is right next to me at this moment.
Good.
There
It's
it is.
Fantastic. But yeah, from
Well-
like the little hentai that I've seen, here's the weird shit that I've found that they all sort of have in common. To them, it's like when the guy comes, that is what causes the female orgasm. That is somehow something that happens.
It's too much fucking work, honestly.
Yeah, there's not enough foreplay.
You gotta
It is
sit there
so
for like
weird.
You got
get finished in, like,
it's like
5 minutes.
yeah, it's like an old car. You got prime it. You know,
you gotta sit there just fucking.
you gotta
plug in the
Come on,
exact
everybody.
warmer.
You gotta sit
finish,
there. You
please.
gotta fiddle with the carburetor. You gotta spray some ether in there, and then they'll get going. You know.
Like, Jesus Christ, I have things to do, you know.
Gotta plug in
Anyway,
the engine block warmer. You gotta sit there and wait for it to heat up so you can
I
start
got 15
fucking.
minutes until the stream
Also-
starts. Come on.
Burger, fucking cool Moderator, or he'll never come in by himself.
Can I pull him in?
I wish.
He isn't. I mean, he's not in any other voice chat. I can't just pull him into.
Nope. Sadly.
But, I just
come here. Join the chat.
But yeah, I just posted one of the memes related to Captain Hark from Doctor Who. It's like, because he literally just tries to fuck everything on the show, and that's like a guide to what you can and cannot fuck.
What a Chad.
Fucking nabby.
This guy. This is what I picture the Prime Minister of Japan to look like. That like this is him.
Yeah, because yeah.
Always remember to cool off after.
Wait,
procreating
that's the
with your
guy.
wife.
That's the guy who like funded Darling in the Franxx. That one anime.
No, that's the actual.
That is the actual Prime Minister.
Did you know that in Japan there's like a tradition that you're only allowed to have sex with your wife, like after you get married, you're only allowed to have sex if you're planning to get pregnant and have a child. So then that's like why host clubs are so popular and why porn is so popular, because that guys are not, if they're married, they are not allowed to have sex with their wives unless they plan to have another child.
Fucking
Don't
Catholics,
fucking
am I
get
right?
married, Jesus Christ!
Fucking that's what you fucking Americans did to the poor culture that was already pretty fucking weird.
This is
and
what
you nuked it
happens.
and
Hey,
Poor Japanese.
Hold on, they
Didn't do
had
nothing.
they had tentacle porn like 100 years before we knew
I
it.
know.
They had tentacle porn in the
already
fucking
weird.
1400s.
What I'm saying, it was already fucking weird, but then you have to go in and hybridize it with your own fucking culture.
Oh,
What are
like
you
you
still
fight,
doing?
like you
Yeah,
fucking
after the
heroes wouldn't have done anything different.
Fair.
Thinking about this earlier when we were talking about Hitler and shit. Like Hitler
Mrs. Obama,
technically
no.
created anime because
Wait, what? Work this out. Work this out.
Okay.
Started. You have to fucking finish it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna need to walk this through
Elaborate, please.
Hitler created anime because he like basically started World War II, right?
Yeah.
And if he didn't bring Japan into the Axis
He
powers,
didn't bring them in. They were.
Yeah.
It was weird.
but anyway, like if World War II didn't really start, Japan wouldn't have really started
Getting
going
nuked.
in, and then we wouldn't have basically taken over Japan, and they wouldn't have changed their culture enough to want to start making animated cartoons.
This is
So
not
technically,
necessarily true.
Hitler made anime.
I mean,
but I can subscribe to this. Thank you, Freestwalker, by the way, for the 5 buckaronis. The alt-right is a Jewish conspiracy. Don't trust those goyim. I don't.
Okay,
German influence in Japan predates World War II.
Oh yeah, a lot of Japanese has a huge amount of German words. It's really absurd. Like, if you go to Japan as a German, people will like you. Just, based on the fact that and not for the good reasons, like, oh, he is on time always, and he's a good engineer. No, it's like, he is a Nazi, and we like the Nazis. It's like, what the fuck?
Like how Hitler was the final boss in Persona 2?
No, not Hitler, the Führer, okay?
Also Italians for some reason, apparently.
I'm surprised that they still like the Nazis, because wasn't it a Nazi who ran the Nanking humanitarian zone when Japan was just raping the shit out of Nanking?
Yeah, but principally they were allies.
Yeah, but it was a Nazi was running like the safe haven for all the Chinese people.
That is true.
To not be raped by the Japanese.
This is actually also this is one of my favorite stories from World War II. It's like it begins, the story of the rape of Nanking begins with the fact that a Nazi was the good guy. Like this, that is how bad it gets.
Well, to be fair, a Nazi was in charge, but was also with like massive help from like an American, British Persian, and like a couple Canadians.
Yeah, all the international business people.
Yeah. But yeah, a Nazi was in charge and was the good guy, like in this one instance.
Also, Mortato, get in fucking voice chat.
Yeah, get in. We all love you.
Fucking come on.
I have no idea who Mortato is.
A god.
How dare you?
Best mod.
Good.
Excuse me, sir.
Fuck
all
you,
right,
Anarcho.
I like him, but no, he's not best fucking mod. All right, no. All right, I wouldn't say that. That's.
I vote Buffalo guy.
Shut the fuck
but
up.
no,
I just mods and they're both orange, so.
I just remembered because you were talking about how many German words are in Japanese. There was a fucking anime like a couple years ago. It was like a mecha anime where it was like all the characters were East German and they all were like piloting mechs to fight against like this alien force that took over the Soviet Union. So East Germany was like the last bastion of communism. It was fighting against this alien force. Let me find the anime. Let me find the anime because fucking it was on Netflix like 5 years ago, and then they pulled it down. It's like I can't. Yeah, Schwarzmarken. Schwarzmarken. That's the name of it. Okay.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
Yes, you are a jelly donut.
Indeed.
Okay, it's based off the Muv-Love series. What the fuck?
Schwarzmarken.
Oh, Muv-Love. Yes, that's a fucking weird. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Muv-Love is a weird animated novel, which is actually a romance novel. But then they released Muv-Love 2, which is a mecha game.
Okay, here's a synopsis for it really quick. The year is 1983. The Cold War is in full effect and humanity is under attack. Strange aliens given the name Betas have descended to Earth.
Beta male.
with the goal of destroying all life. Soldiers have been tasked with piloting large combat suits called tactical surface fighters to repel the alien invaders, but the front line is slowly being pushed back towards surviving cities. Schwarzmarken followed the story of Second Lieutenant Theodor Uberbacht and other members of the 666 TSF Squadron, a ruthless unit that values mission completion over human life. Stationed in East Germany and led by war hero Captain Erzdina Bernhardt. The unit specializes in counter-assault attacks on the laser-based Beta, but the 666 Squadron finds itself with more enemies than just alien forces when optimistic rookie Katja Waldheim joins the squadron, drawing the attention of East German secret police, the Stasi.
It's a fucking Beta uprising.
Low testosterone aliens warring against humanity, soy rays.
No, like no joke. This was on like fucking Netflix like 5 years ago, and then they fucking pulled it. It was so fucking weird.
Anime girls. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like this East German, like it's like this Japanese anime based in East Germany. It's so fucking weird.
Those names are the most like.
I mean,
We
there's
need
also
to find the German names.
yeah.
2 wasn't
There's-
enough.
Fucking there's reminds me of another anime which is like which is Gunslinger Girl. I think Girls is the name, which is
Still.
fucking Italian Special Forces. Making
Yeah, 'cause-
modified fucking
Yeah, because I remember watching this anime, and like one of the main characters is a West German, and she like escapes West Germany into East Germany because she wants to pilot the Mecha.
That's not how that works.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's retarded as shit.
Oh
That
god.
genuinely upsets me.
No, it's just
I don't know why.
Like yeah, and it's like the only reason I remember this anime exists is because it was set in East Germany. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost as weird as the plot of Ismotator.
Fuck yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah, boy!
Finally.
Fucking finally, come on.
What's poppin'?
Nah, okay, so I was saying, still not the fucking weirdest plot of the media that I read. There's this fucking weird book written by a random Italian, which is about like the war
Bye. Peace.
with the Austrian Empire in like 1860, and for some reason there's aliens involved, and most aliens go with the Austrian Empire, and they give the Austrian Empire like genetically modified monsters to fight against Italy. But then there's a faction of the aliens that goes to Italy and gives them like Mecha, and it's the weirdest fucking book.
What?
That anime reminded me of this, and I had to share because I
Wasn't
still
there
don't understand.
Wasn't there another anime which was like supposed to be like an alternate World War I with magic, where they had these platforms they flied on?
Yujo Senki, I think, is the name.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
main character
King
was
of the Hill.
well, no, the main character was this little girl who's like a commander.
Who
But
was a dude that died in Japan? Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
What? the
I
fuck?
know so many like alt-right people who just fucking love that anime for some reason.
Why
You know-
does the alt-right love anime so much? It's
I
like,
don't-
holy
They're a
shit.
fucking weird fucking group, man. All right.
Yeah.
Also, oh my
Because
god,
it kind of depicts their
Ethan's
kind
been
of perfect.
pregnant forever. Like, everybody knows this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen Ethan's gut? He's been like perma pregnant for
Yeah,
years.
dude.
He's got 2 babies in his thick booty, too.
That's gonna be a big ass baby that he burst out of his butthole.
No, that baby's been in there for so long. It's gonna be made out of stone. It's gonna be a stone baby. Just
He's
calcium.
gonna pass a kidney, baby.
It's just
gonna piss it
say
out.
words, please.
I know, I was going to comment on why I think the alt-right likes anime, but kind of moved on already.
Why?
No,
just
go
why?
back,
I'm
dude.
Go for
Yeah.
interested in hearing about this. Why do you think they
Okay, because it's based on kind of, you know how the alt-right loves ethno-states?
Yes.
Japan is literally their perfect country, because it is the exact ethno-state they want to
Fucking-
create exists in Japan.
It's
But it
not,
doesn't, though.
it's not an
They're yellow
extra state.
people.
No, but have you ever actually looked in the legal process of trying to become a citizen of Japan? It is
Yeah, but there's
one of the
basically
3
hardest
different
places to
impossible.
emigrate to.
ethnicities that are Japanese.
Like, there's the Ainu, there's the Ryukyu,
Yeah,
and
as far
there's
as
the
they're-
Yamato people. They're 3
Yeah, these-
distinct ethnic groups that live in Japan.
Yeah, but
As
the,
far as
that's
the
not how the
alt-right
alt-right
is
sees it, though.
concerned.
They
Yeah,
see
but
that
they're
as
the
all
same
Japanese,
color.
and they're also kind of the alt-right are also don't understand these small differences.
That's
The alt-right
right.
believes like rights should have a state.
Yeah.
If you look at the
ethnicity.
demographics of Japan, it's like Korea is basically Japan's Mexico. If you were to compare it to the U.S.,
That is actually
Jesus
true. though.
Christ.
I like that.
Though sometimes
you
it's
build a
also the
wall around
Philippines.
yeah.
I don't know what the alt-right thinks, okay, but I'm
The
telling
alt-right
you,
are fucking idiots.
Well, the
if
thing about the
I
alt-right
was in
is
an
they're not a unified
ethno-state,
group.
if I was in an ethno-state and I had to deal with the fucking French, I would probably just dismantle the government myself.
It just seems boring. Ethno-states seem fucking boring,
You don't
dude. That's
need
what I
to
don't
fucking.
get.
With the French, you don't need to dismantle the state yourself. They'll do it
They'll
for
do
you.
it for you.
Just give
Yeah,
them some
I mean-
yellow vests and you'll be golden.
If you think about it, Britain's just got like 3 or 4 ethnicities, and we all absolutely hate each other. Imagine doing that with Europe.
Mm.
Chaos.
I mean,
as long as you get rid of the French and like
The Germans
not even
as
the
well.
French, no Germans. I don't think they
And the
like-
British.
I don't know.
You definitely want to get rid of the British.
Yeah.
Maybe we can
Fucking
keep the
British.
Italians. The Italians are cool.
We only keep
Yeah, there you
Liechtenstein. That's all that happens. They're the
Yeah.
only one that stays in the end.
Switzerland
And
hasn't
honestly-
pissed anyone off, so they can
Honestly,
stay.
no. Honestly, the South French people are not bad. It's just the fucking Parisians and North France that are just fucking.
Yeah, I hear Paris is not
Shit.
so nice from like all French people. Like
Yeah.
anyone out it's like Berlin. Like the only people in the country that think that the capital is a good place are the people that actually live there.
Is
Yeah.
this like how in Britain everyone hates the English?
It's the same with America. It's like the only people who think Washington D.C. is any good are people who have never been there before.
No one
Oh
lives
my
in DC.
god,
I mean, they
Washington
got.
is so
Washington
shit.
D.C. is a fucking shithole. Fuck
Yeah,
that
I mean,
place.
they got cool museums. That's about it.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
a mall and shit too.
No,
but again, it's
The best thing about Washington is that the McDonald's inside of the Smithsonian has unguarded fountain drinks. So if you have like a group of 16 people, you can just bring in as big a can as you can find and fill that shit up. Plus, it's
Okay,
like
for-
$6 for a pop there anyway, so you're not technically stealing.
Okay, from what I've heard, the Taco Bell that's inside the Pentagon is fucking amazing.
Oh, I bet.
What?
Oh no, there's like a KFC and a Pizza Hut and a Taco Bell. Like
That's
all,
the most
all
American thing I've ever heard.
I need-
an American.
I need
We're
to
at
get
least
high-level military clearance just so I can eat at that Taco Bell.
Okay, Burger. I know how much you Germans love fucking Burger King. Every single like the Navy bases have McDonald's, but Air Force and Army bases have Burger King.
Well, Air
So,
Force and
Do
Army
we
are
love
wrong.
Burger King? Is that a thing that we do?
Didn't you
Dude,
see
you
the
get-
fucking post I sent in, mate?
Dude, you fuckers love Burger King. Oh my god,
I
I've
mean,
seen
we
more.
just—it's just that the only two like American fast food chains that we have are McDonald's and Burger King.
Well, you don't
Yeah,
have KFC.
The obvious
I've
choice.
seen
Yeah,
so
Yeah,
many-
there's also KFC, yeah, but that doesn't count. KFC
Those are the same
is a
three in
different
Britain,
thing.
so
KFC
it's-
is more like a restaurant.
Wait, what?
I would. I do not know. You're
In the
wrong.
minds
no,
of no, look, in the
Wrong.
minds of Germans, it is.
Wait, you mean the place we go to
I-
get a bucket of chicken is the
Well,
restaurant?
it's not, no, it's,
That's
it's
a
not,
that's
it's
a
not
nice
the
sit down
same-
and eat place.
No, here's what the difference is. You won't find a KFC at an Autobahnraststätte. That is what the difference is. It's
Oh, no,
something
you'll
that
fi-
you'll
you'll
only
fi-
find in the city. It's not something
no.
that you'll find anywhere else.
Oh no, you'll find KFC like at the fucking exit, at the interstate exit. Yeah. KFCs are fucking No, you fuckers love Burger King. I've seen more Burger Kings in Germany than I have seen McDonald's.
And Burger
You
King is
fucker-
better than McDonald's, just objectively.
It is.
I've tried
I
both, and they're
disagree.
both
No, they both
Okay.
Jesus
suck.
Christ.
Okay,
They both
okay.
are dog shit, but no.
Okay, here's my ranking for fast food. Breakfast, McDonald's.
Yeah.
Lunch, Wendy's.
Don't have that.
Five Guys.
Burger King is drunk.
I can't get a McGangbang at Burger King. All right.
True. Yeah, the McGangbang is pretty good. McBang Bang. Oh God, Wendy's is fucking amazing. I love
Do
it.
not
A
have
great
Wendy's in Germany.
Ohio chain. A beautiful establishment that came out of the great state of Ohio.
All I
Have
know
they
about
be-
fast food is that the Dutch versions are just way better than everywhere else.
That is
Okay.
that is just factually correct. Yes.
Okay, Neo, you live in Idaho.
Yes, I
have
do.
Have you ever been to Taco John's?
I think I have once or twice, yeah.
Okay, Taco John's. Okay, there's Taco Bell, which is like national, and then Taco John's. It's a taco place based out of Wyoming, but they have really good American Mexican food, and they used to have an advertising campaign where they had a rhesus monkey riding a border collie who would throw burritos at people.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Let me find the commercial really quick. But that's why Taco John's is just for this part of the country is better than Taco Bell.
I was in a Taco Bell actually this year. Yeah, the first time in my life, only time in my life too. I think it's the only Taco Bell in Spain. They opened it on Mallorca on Palma, and it replaced like a historic cafe that people loved. And now there's just a Taco Bell. And when we went there, the fucking computers weren't working. It was not good, and the food wasn't that great either.
Oh no, Taco Bell.
Okay,
Taco Bell is like 4 a.m. shit.
I just posted
Taco Bell is terrible.
I just posted the Taco John monkey commercial in the studio chat. This was like their advertising campaign for like 15 years. It was like a monkey riding a border collie that threw burritos at people.
I don't think I can play that. We're gonna get taken off YouTube or some shit.
Oh no, this commercial's been off the air for like 10 years.
Let's run it.
This
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
this ain't it, Chief.
Okay,
The music
pretty
is
badass.
Yeah, the music is fucking amazing.
Damn, that's a big fucking taco. Not
That's a burrito.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know the difference. Shut up.
Dude going fucking wow.
Ride like the wind.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
He's impressed with the group.
Same.
Wow.
Is that a burrito in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Both, bitch. Is that... Wait. Robin Williams on Carson with Johnson Winters.
What is that sentence?
I don't know. Now, Rand, we're talking about great fast food chains. My favorite it's still Waffle House. That's the fucking best American fast food chain. Waffle House is fucking great.
Yeah, maybe if it's like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
and
well, that's
you need
all
good
fast food. That's literally all fast food. But I'm saying out of all of them, Waffle House is objectively the best.
Okay, yeah, I do wish Waffle House was nationwide, because that is just the perfect fucked up, like whether you're on meth or you're drunk or you're just tired, that is just the perfect fucked up food.
What's
Get
beautiful?
to all of the like American fast food restaurants when I'm visiting at some point.
You're gonna have to travel a
I
lot.
tried Chick-fil-A,
Yeah,
and
because
that's
they're
apparently the
different
best
all over
one.
the place.
Yeah, because
No,
because from what I know, there's 5. Like you got the national chains like Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut, blah blah blah. But then you have the regional ones, like you have Five Guys, you've got In-N-Out.
You got that in In-N-Out in the Northeast.
Five Guys is regional.
Yeah, it is.
It pretty much is.
There's
You got
literally one where I study in fucking Birmingham.
well,
yeah, but now they're spreading. But they've been regional
fair.
in the Northeast for a while. So there's that, and then there's In-N-Out like in the South, and like Whataburger on the West Coast.
You got Whataburger in Texas. You got Church's Chicken in the South. You got fucking Taco John's up here. You got like Del Taco. You got Taco Time. You got fucking.
Okay, In-N-Out is not a Texas thing. Whataburger is a Texas thing.
No, that's why I said
In-N-Out can suck a dick.
No, that's why I said like you got Whataburger in Texas.
Texas can suck a dick.
I said no, dude. You missed it. I know how much you guys like to defend Whataburger. That's why I said Whataburger in Texas. I know how sensitive you guys are about Whataburger.
But one thing that fucking Texans
national
are...
identity.
We literally just have three of them.
Whataburger and exploding John Kennedy's head.
We've Burger King, we've McDonald's, and we've Subway. And I think that's
Subway, I
basically
forgot about that.
Wow.
Subway, Subway is a phenomenon here in the States. Like, you could be in a town.
Oh, we also have
like,
Starbucks.
You could be in a town with 500 people in it. That's 40 miles away from any other town, and there will be a Subway there.
It's beautiful.
Does Chipotle count as fast food?
Yeah, I'd say Chipotle.
Okay, so then Chipotle's number one then.
Ew.
Chipotle's the best. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, Chipotle's really good if you got constipation. You just need to blast out your asshole.
Yeah.
That shit never happens to me when I go there.
You get to see all the underpaid millennials working behind the counter.
Yeah, and I fucking laugh at them as a Zoomer, the superior race.
Yeah, it's staring into a fucking mirror.
Fucking where somebody said that millennials are increasingly choosing freelance work. It's yeah,
choosing.
The fucking greatest
What a bunch
generation
of-
increasingly chose to go to World War II.
Fucking millennials. Fuck you, Zoomer gang.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Dude.
as you do your Fortnite default dance through the Chipotle line.
See, the problem is I'm not one of those Zoomers. I'm right on the cusp. So I don't fit in with either of you fucking old boomers or that
Wait,
weird.
you were
Pretty
born
much
in
same.
99, right?
No, I'm 2001, but it's
I'm
around
99.
like 2002
Oh my
to like
fucking
98.
19 and it's.
I'm
what?
17.
It's
I'm 17.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm 19.
Yeah, I never said I was 19.
Get it
I was already in the fucking military in 2001. What the fuck?
Dude, fucking boomer. Jesus Christ.
I'm not a goddamn. I got to work. I'm the youngest person at fucking work. Fuck you.
Yo, actually, how do you get your certifications for truck driving? Because I hear they need them, and anything's better than fucking washing dishes as a night shift job.
Oh god. Well, I mean, if you want to go into trucking, man, the qualifications have never been fucking lower right now because we are desperate.
They need people with legs.
Well, because
I got legs. I got two of those.
Like all the truck drivers from the 70s and 80s who did a shit ton of speed are retiring now. So there's nobody to fucking haul shit around. So they're desperate now.
Oh yeah, there's a friend of mine.
Isn't it a bad idea with the advent of self-driving cars? Isn't it a really bad idea to get into that now?
Okay, that's
where you
really...
get the lifeguard.
No. Hang on. Hold on, shut up. This is where the trucking industry fucked themselves over because they were 5 years ago they were talking about how, oh man, we're gonna have self-driving trucks and it's gonna be so fucking awesome, and then they realized, oh, we're not going to be able to do that for another 50 years, at an economical level. So we still need drivers. Wait, nobody wants to become a truck driver because we told them self-driving trucks were coming. Fuck.
Big oof.
I mean,
yeah,
and
big
then,
oof.
Even then,
well, no. What I'm
Go
saying
for it.
is you can become a truck driver right now, and your job would be secured for at least another 20 years.
Oh yeah.
listen, I've played Elite Dangerous. I think I know how to truck.
Basically,
I just realized.
No, but-
Women's...
I actually talked to a truck driver that started saying shit. Oh yeah, he said, "Oh yeah, no, there will always be truck drivers because you need someone with a shotty to shoot off people that try to fucking steal stuff from the trucks." It was in fucking stitches.
Well, maybe that's the case, at Calais, France, when you got fucking people trying to climb into the trailer so they can get to the fucking UK. It ain't like that here in the States.
I know. It's just no. This dude was from the States, and he went oh, these fucking self-driving trucks, my ass, they can like be stopped by drawing lines on the pavement, so people will try to steal shit from them, and then so you always need someone with a shotty in it. I was there like, can you be any more fucking?
Only in America.
From what I understood, like the way like self-driving trucks work would be like the way trains would work, where trains here in the States basically run themselves. You just need somebody in the driver's seat in case something happens.
Oh, that's the same pretty much everywhere. We have in Germany, we have these fucking huge strikes all the time by like train drivers. They're like, we have so much responsibility, such a hard job. Literally, all they do is press a button every 4 minutes to prove that they haven't slept in. That is all that they do.
Yeah, that's the same. That's the same thing with trains in the United States. You just need somebody to slap a button every minute just to say that somebody's there, and that's pretty much the way self-driving trucks are going to be. Is that they'll drive themselves. You just need somebody to slap a button every minute to say that somebody's there.
Although that there's one thing that he said that just put this mental image in my mind. That is, like a truck heist, in Fast and Furious style, but then it's actually just fucking Wile E. Coyote thing where he draws the fucking road differently. So then the self-driving truck veers off the road and you can just steal from it.
The question I've got is, look at the kind of stuff that's driven long distances in trucks. What kind of person would just steal a massive shipment of just lumber? Like,
that's a lot of money, dude.
Yeah, but
the United States...
Like, the only place I can think of is you put it on the back of your own truck, you drive it to the same place, and you get paid instead.
Yeah, the United States military. The United States military transports nuclear warheads in unmarked semi-trucks.
Yeah.
Oh, you know exactly.
They're not going to be self-driving.
No. You know exactly which trucks are hauling nuclear weapons because they've got like
Jesus Christ! And
they have
slowly dying inside as more and more people say nuclear and slowly dying inside.
Nuclear. Anyways, another thing. Speaking of the military and pressing buttons and shit, I was at a National Guard base like the other month, and I don't understand why people don't just steal the military shit, because we were there. And we were like going through like where all the military engineers shit was, and all of their vehicles, these massive fucking would put the killdozer to shame. Everything. There's no locking mechanisms on the doors, and everything starts with a button, and they're all have fucking gasoline in them. And this is a shitty National Guard base that there's not many people at. I don't understand why no one goes in and steals this shit.
I do. Most people don't want a time limit for their own life.
They don't want
the
shit.
days.
Yeah.
Some
people do.
Yeah, exactly.
There was
You're
the veteran
as a
dude
British
that just,
person.
Yeah. There was the veteran dude that just walked onto a military base and stole a tank and drove it around for a while.
There's a plumber that did this shit in LA running over cars. Yeah.
Skycam.
I mean, it happens.
But in my side of the trucking industry, 90% of my loads are from Hormel, and it's delivering pepperoni and sausage, pepperoni and sausage pizza to the export warehouses in either Tacoma, Washington, or LA to ship off pepperoni and sausage for Pizza Hut in Japan, Korea, and China.
That's that truck, to be honest.
Same.
That is definitely a high
of my loads
target.
I'm taking that out of context.
But it's so funny because it's these loads are coming out of Hormel, and you look at the box, and I'll print on the box is pepperoni slices contracted to Pizza Hut, and it shows the nutrition facts, and then there's a sticker put over it in either Korean or Japanese and Taiwan saying the exact same thing, and then it says okay for export. It's just and then out of California I haul cheese curds to Wisconsin.
Those fuckers are lying, aren't they?
Oh no joke. This was the biggest conspiracy I ever found out in my life was that Wisconsin doesn't make cheese. It all comes from Oregon or California. They just send it to
What?
Yeah,
Those
Those
motherfuckers.
fucking liars.
Well, no,
This guy-
because cheese curds is still not fucking cheese. You still do need to do some
Yeah.
maturation.
Yeah, but still, it started in California and Oregon. It's finished off in
Wisconsin just
Yeah.
practices mercantilism. That's all it is. They're still with
Yeah.
that shit.
I mean, it's like fucking
Well,
made
that's-
in
that's-
Italy tomato sauce and shit. No, okay, no. Tomato sauce is made in Italy because we have basically unpaid migrants basically slaving away in tomato fields.
Oh, yeah, we have that shit here
Hey.
too, homie.
I
Yeah.
mean, what are you gonna
Wait.
pay them with? Spaghetti?
Oh so did I ever tell you guys about
Pretty
like,
much. You give
what-
them food to keep them alive.
Okay, so for a while, I was running dedicated runs to Seattle and shit, and in the middle of Washington, like near the town of Ellensburg, there's a lot of hay fields, and of course, they produce hay, which is used for livestock and everything. Well, about 10 years ago, a Chinese company bought a bunch of hay farms around the area, and they were trying to run them from China. So for a while there, they were trying to run them as like Chinese hay farms. So for a brief while, you had like these hay farms with huge fucking billboards trying to advertise to truck drivers to transport the hay from the farms to the docks in Seattle, but they were all in fucking Chinese. So for a couple years, there were like these huge ass billboards in Chinese just along the interstate in fucking Ellensburg, Washington. It was so fucking weird because apparently they can't grow fucking hay in China. So they have to they buy hay in the United States and ship it to China.
Nice.
And so like the Chinese investors and ranchers just decided to cut out the middleman and just buy hay farms, and then they try to run them from China. And it's like, no, you can't do that because you're gonna freak people out because you got these huge fucking billboards and signs all in Chinese, and Americans are kind of dumb, so they think it's a huge fucking conspiracy. No, you need to have like a shell company that's all English, please.
What the Sam hell, Cletus? You see that ching chong writing all up on that billboard?
Yeah. No, it was like literally like I know I'm getting really local here, but where Interstate 90 and Interstate 82 merged, there was a huge fucking billboard in Chinese that like ran in Chinese for 2 years. And then all of a sudden it switched over to American where it's like now, earn $67,000 a year, home every night. It's like, oh, now you finally figured out how to not freak people out and get people working for you. It's like, oh, we can't. They don't understand Chinese. We gotta tell them how much they're getting paid, and they'll get home every night.
It's like someone in Beijing finally realized, oh wait, they don't actually speak Chinese. That is the problem.
Shit, I forgot. Yeah.
Ah, Jesus, because I thought, but
millennials not even learning fucking Chinese.
I mean, we all speak English, so naturally I just assume, but I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's now they have like tons of business. Like you see trucks, you see like container trucks, like with those standard shipping containers you see in every fucking video game, going back and forth, to Seattle. So it's like, I guess that worked out. It's like, oh, when they were all Chinese, it was like everybody was freaked out, but oh, now they're English, so okay, let's go work for them now.
Jesus, 67,000
that's stupid shit.
Well, I mean,
I'm just finding this in real time and I'm just posting it in.
Fucking yeah.
That is generally how this chat works. Yes.
Yeah, it's just chatting while shit posts scroll through.
That's all I do, baby.
Yeah, we've not been very heavy on the memes today. It's been very wholesome. I think it's generally contributed to the quality of the show that there hasn't been any memes.
Oh, you mean like the quality has gone down?
No, quality has
Nothing
gone
I
up
hate more
just dramatically. It's just
than
not
a
just a bunch of
quality.
people laughing at images.
Yeah,
It's like Mystery Science Theater 2000, but on Discord.
How are people supposed to know when to laugh if we're not all laughing at the same time over each other?
That is true. Yeah, that I wouldn't know.
But no, that's like for me, like one of the things I love about my job is like, it's like, oh shit, I'm delivering something that's gonna end up in Moscow or Beijing or Seoul, someday in the future.
That's something I actually think about when I send packages and shit, or when I receive packages. It's like, this was handled by a guy in another country who had no idea what's in it. That there's dildos in this.
Yeah. Like I've hauled shit that had it's like I've hauled shit out of Hormel in Minnesota that just had stickers on it in Korean or Chinese or Russian or some not Arabic, because Hormel does pork, but it's like this is going somewhere. I'm like a cog in the machine, and this is weirdly fucking weird and cool,
I've got to wonder if the people transporting dildos feel the same thing.
I feel like there'd be a lot of theft on those freights.
I am the strongest dildo distributor in this military.
One of the weirdest loads I ever pulled was I was in LA and I had to go to Compton. And Compton, as many Americans know, is one of the most highest crime. It's a shithole. It's a notorious area for gang activity and stuff. And so I go to Compton and I go to this highly secured warehouse. There's 20-foot fences and shit. And they put a seal on the trailer that's just this giant fucking bolt that you need either the key or a fucking gun to break it. And I had a load of TVs, and I'm like, of all the fucking places you could store TVs in from Taiwan and China, you chose fucking Compton.
Seems like a decent place.
I mean, the warehouse rent probably isn't all that much.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
I imagine that's the only reason the warehouse is in Compton is because it's really fucking cheap.
They fucking pay you to put shit there.
I'm just how much fuel
give us some
getting to the right place. We can dump something just so we can pick it up again and move it somewhere else.
Yeah. The roto molding industry is big in Compton too, if I'm not mistaken.
The what industry?
The what?
Roto molding. It's when you take a silicone mold and you use high-density polyethylene and roll it in big ovens to make shapes and different things out of it.
So It's make shapes out of polyethylene.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dildos.
Yeah, dildos.
Okay.
No.
Polyethylene.
Shapes.
Dildo shapes.
Yeah, but polyethylene, Jesus Christ. You don't.
We need to trim more.
That's the hard plastic, the porous hard plastic. You don't want that.
Yeah, dude.
Discount dildos. Jesus Christ. You can buy the luxury stuff.
Yeah. There are poor, starving people in Africa who need these dildos.
I have to wonder, are there any straight guys who unironically just own dildos because they enjoy them? Is it possible to own a dildo and not be gay?
Well, okay.
Yes.
You bring up an interesting topic, because I know a lot of people who purchase dildos from Bad Dragon.
Yeah, but they're just good looking. That's the thing.
No.
They're art pieces.
I know people who buy dildos from Bad Dragon and they just put them on display in their personal studio.
Can we just firebomb Europe again?
Yes, please.
Okay,
No.
Bad Dragon is based in Arizona, so.
Okay, so firebomb Europe, then we turn around to America once we're done. Russia's the only country left on this planet because it's the only one that can be trusted.
To be fair, Arizona is already constantly being firebombed, so.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
Firebound by the
wasn't
sun.
there like a massive forest fire because some border agent like had a gender reveal party?
Epic.
Yeah,
You should find that for us. We don't have the
hey,
ambition.
hang on, let me find it because there was like a gender reveal party in Arizona where they like set off a bomb and like caused a huge forest fire in Arizona.
I fucking love eucalyptus trees.
I do love causing some nice fires 50 years down the line.
Get fucked.
I'm just hoping for us to get to the technological point where people can switch genders at will, making the entirety of this argument completely and utterly irrelevant.
Oh, that would be cool, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I just posted a link in the studio. I'll be right back.
Nice.
That actually looks kind of nice. I have to like from like an aesthetic standpoint.
Aesthetically, yeah.
That was a really good painting, but
dude, like, it's not Arizona, it's Nevada. Nevada's like 90% land that people don't own, like regular individuals don't own.
Yeah,
it's all like government shit.
Yeah.
And I would
Dennis
really...
Dickey, what the fuck is it with Americans and names?
Yeah.
Jesus.
My dad told me that on his way up to Alaska, he encountered a border town between the United States and Canada called Kickton Skull. And it's not on any maps or anything like that. It was mostly deserted. There were like 3 houses there and like 2 people, both of which were working at the gas station. And he got gas and he fucking left.
That was one of those Lovecraftian places.
Yeah.
Dude, up in Alaska, there are settlements that are entirely made up of Russians, and you do not go there ever.
Well, they're just like all squatting
How
in a
do you know
circle
that
and
they're
summoning.
entirely made up of Russians?
Because people go there and they go, "Oh shit, the Russians are yelling at us to stop fishing in their ponds, so we gotta fuck off before they kill us."
Wait, toss taking their what?
Fishing in their ponds.
I saw a video about of like a bunch of Russian guys who went like on a lake and they built like a house on it, like a small like a hut, and put in like super nice like couches, and they had like a laminate floor, and they drilled holes into the ice, and they had a kitchenette area, they had a fucking Xbox, and they were just ice fishing while chilling on the lake.
I was half expecting you to say they built a fire as well.
Honestly, yeah.
My boss went ice fishing up in Manitoba, and like he dropped his phone into the hole.
Oh fuck.
Well, yeah, because he caught like a fish, and he was taking a picture of it, and it slipped off his hand and went straight into the fucking hole. The only reason I know about that is he called me, like I got phone calls from an unknown number, and like the voicemails was like, "Hey, yeah, this is Bob. Yeah, I lost my phone in the lake, and just want to let you know I'll be back down this Monday." So,
fucking hell.
But that's one of my favorite things about. Well, not favorite, just the thing that interests me the fucking most about the just sheer vastness of the United States is we have forests in New York / Pennsylvania that are the size of some European countries.
Yeah, I mean,
well, Liechtenstein is a country, so really that's...
The Vatican is a country.
Okay, there are 11 states in the United States that are larger than the UK.
But that's not the point. The point
That's
is
because the UK is a lot smaller than everyone thinks it is.
There are entire fucking nations worth of woods you can go in and never come out of, and no one will have known.
And that's
that's like a common thing where like people who are just sick of everything just leave and go into the forest and never return.
And that's why anarcho-primitives exist.
Oh my
You
god!
have the same thing in Siberia.
If anarcho primitives would fucking get eaten the first night by by really, really ambitious coyotes. I bet you. They wouldn't know how to start a fire, and then the coyotes would come, and then they'd try like punching them or some shit, and the coyotes would get pissed, bite their ankles, incapacitate them, and then fucking eat their body.
Actually reminds
Not
me of
even
this
that.
kind of
Just bite
thing
their
I'm-
ankles, let them bleed out, and then eat the carcass.
It reminds me of this one kind of disturbing realization I made recently, where you know the kind of how 90% of like while hunter-gatherers, it was like a 90% infant mortality rate.
Yeah.
Imagine if reincarnation is real, how much of a hell life will be being one of the 90% that just constantly keeps getting reborn and dying within the first year.
It's like Elo hell, isn't it?
There's actually this game where they do kind of simulate this, where it's like 1 hour, 1 life, where
I
you're
have that
spawned.
game.
Yeah, I've been playing it multiplayer a bit, and the thing is, if you play multiplayer, you're born as triplets, and they think you're trolling, so they always leave you to starve to death. Never have I played a game where it's just being an abandoned child simulator. This would go on for hours, just watching children starve to death.
Honestly, the darkest game I've ever played was Paranoia, and that was just because I would get drunk and I would get drunk and just leave to go pee, and then I come back and realize that I'm the scapegoat now. Thank you.
Yeah, I played like 2 hours of that shit. Basically, it was in this super game where we ran around in different systems. So this was literally my first time playing the game. I didn't know anything about the rules. We just read the cheat sheets, the sheets that they gave us, like the whole team. We read it. We look at each other. Like not even 2 minutes later, we're all just shouting and pointing hands at each other, shouting that each one is a traitor and the other is a traitor for saying that one is a traitor and shit.
I like that social games are more damaging to everyone's perception of the people around them than any of these like story-based ones.
These were people who I was like friends with for years, and well, we're still friends now. I mean, it's not like Smash.
Yeah, no,
it's not like Smash.
It's also
where, like,
Paranoia is also Paranoia is also made to be funny in a way, because in the end you just respawn and there's no real big consequence.
I've got to wonder, once we get really good VR shit, how much can stuff get damaged by how people interact with each other? Like, imagine full body, like it's like plugged directly into your brain and it's like controlling dreams.
Imagine at that point nobody would talk to people anymore.
But no, it just kind of blew me away, because it was like we're playing Paranoia, we're playing drunk Paranoia. So I was like 5 shots deep in the vodka and just like a massive amount of beer. I wander off to the bathroom and just sort of kind of piss into the toilet. And I come back and I'm the fucking communist now. And I'm the traitor. I'm the communist now. On the station, and it's like, okay, I guess this is my life now. This is Stalin's America.
I'm never good enough at lying to get past any of the kind of Trouble in Terrorist Town sort of games. Like, I always kind of rely on having a co-op, like another, like whatever the other traitor is, use me as a scapegoat. I've actually had that happen in one. There was this one version, it was in StarCraft, where you got 2 people, they get a bunch of extra resources, and they have to beat the other 6 people. So they, of course, hide, and they try to build up without anyone else noticing. And I honestly had a co-op partner that was like, look, he's the Phantom. It's him, and one of his co-op partners must be one of these other 2 players. And I knew this guy was the Phantom while he was pointing fingers. And he managed to convince them that it's either me or 2 other players were the Phantom. And he was definitely not a Phantom. While the Paladins, who also get extra resources, and they have to try, but less than the Phantoms, and they have to try to find the Phantoms and all that shit. They were believing everything he said, basically. And
I was about to say, I like how you can tell how tired Burger is by how low he sits in this chair.
I always sit this low in the chair. This is like an extra. I purposefully got a chair where I can do this, because there's nothing more comfortable than this. I'm just a really slouchy motherfucker. Like, I sit in a way that's very good for my spine, because if you sit straight up all the time, It's something that you can do on occasion, that you should do on occasion to sort of fortify like core and back muscles. But it's if you're actually sitting long time, it's better to have the spine slightly bent so that it's like you know how in like buildings have arches to distribute the load. And that is, it's better for like the what do you call the things that are in between the gel pockets in the spine?
Oh, the fucking, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those things. It's a lot better because they're not getting compressed with the entire weight of your upper body. So that's why I slouch a lot.
Yeah, like the way I got my office set up, I literally I don't know if you have them in Germany. Just these 6 foot long like foldable tables that are just made out of cheap resin. I just have them all along the wall, and I have like my laptop on one, my TV on another, and like all my game consoles on another. So that way I can just like take my chair and kick around and put my feet up on one on the table with the TV on it, and I could just like sit here and just sort of like right now I'm playing something on the PS4. It's so fucking comfortable. I love having the setup right now.
What's something?
Okay,
what
like
are you playing?
I'm playing.
Why did you avoid telling
Leisure
us?
Suit Larry.
No, it's okay, hang on. I bought it today. It's Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Fucking Fist of the North Star.
That's by Yakuza team.
It's literally it's Yakuza with Kenshiro in it. And like I've made so many heads explode, it's fucking amazing.
They swapped out fucking Kiryu for Kenshiro, put it in a desert, and we're like, yep, okay, it's done.
No, I did not know this game existed until I watched what the fuck's that?
Jim Sterling's review?
Yes, yeah, that fat fuck.
I watched Jim Sterling was super anti-Gamergate and now complains that games journalism is basically an extension of like video game publishers' PR departments. It's like, yeah, no shit, dude.
He's always been against games journalism. In fact, the reason he went on his own was because of how much he hated the games industry. The strange thing is, though, he doesn't understand
all of that. But I find it ironic that he was so anti-Gamergate.
Well, he still is. He doesn't realize Gamergate's on his side because, ironically, he believes the same sources he knows are bullshit. It's weird. He's he's kind of in that bubble.
Blind spot because literally the vast majority of what he says, I 100% agree with.
Oh yeah, I agree with him like more than I disagree with him. But it's just. It's like he needs to realize he's on the side of like Sid Alpha and Young Ye. He's not on the side of like IGN and Destructoid, even though he worked for Destructoid. It's like like that whole side of the industry is not on his side anymore, and he just needs to realize that. It's like I feel oh god, because I follow Sid Alpha on Twitter, and I'm in his Discord. Sid Alpha gets so much shit, dude. Like, I don't know what happened, but he is so under the microscope just on everything. Like, a couple videos ago, he took a sponsorship deal, and he fully disclosed it. He took a sponsorship deal with, like, that one MMO on Steam. Was it, like, Black Desert or something?
Oh, yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah, and I guess because it's super pay to win, he got so much shit for that, and it's like, I just really feel bad for the guy because he wants to, he wants to be like, on the side of the gamer, but like he's under such a microscope that it seems like he just can't fucking win.
Yeah, you're always gonna have people who piss on you. That's true. And like, if they hold you to, I'm really terrified of people holding me to like anything that approaches like a reasonable standard, which is why I just I always tell people that I'm stupid and I don't do my research. Well, when really I kind of do research, but it's easier when you just say I don't do research. Then people just gonna assume, oh yeah, well, it's just an idiot. But it's
well, I mean, and. It's I kind of don't want to bring it up, but I guess I kind of have to. It's the furry fandom is this like times 10. It's really fucking bad in the furry fandom. Where like you can't, if you're anything left of like if you're anything left of like Bernie Sanders or anything right of Bernie Sanders, you're basically a fucking fascist.
Would you like me to go to the furry communists I sometimes talk to and ask if they can write out a speech for me to read out? Because they'll come up with some pretty good ones.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Ethan Rumley just donated 10 Dollaronies and said, "Have a nice evening. You've caused many for me with your work. Expect more, man. You can expect more. I will make more next year." Thank you very much for the dinero, and happy Christmas, and have a nice 2019, my dude. Go on talking.
No. It's just it's just God. I fucking just hate how ideology and politics just seeps into everything. It's like I'm just in the furry fandom just because I like dog girls with big tits. I don't care about whether or not you're a communist or not. I just fuck off.
That is not even the fourth worst thing with furries. Like,
yeah.
I wish that ideology and politics was the worst thing with furries.
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of, like, in all of these communities, there's just a lot of people who just want to say, come on, I just want to jerk off to dog dicks, man. I don't want to do...
Yeah, those are the reasonable ones.
I don't give a shit if you're a conservative or a progressive. Like, let's just have this hobby together. That's like a lot of people are in that, but they don't talk about them wanting to not be completely tied down by ideology all the time, because that would open them up to the fucking ideologues stomping all over their fucking gardens.
Yeah. I've had a situation where I'm talking to like 4 or 5 people who are all communists, and I'm trying to argue with them all. And the worst part is they're all smarter than me as well, because they've done shitloads of research on like the minutiae of communism. Meanwhile, here's
the thing. The people who have done research on the minutiae of communism it's a bit like arguing with like a Christian preacher. Like I don't know the Bible as well as like some fucking priest who's trying to convince me that God is real. I still know that he's wrong because the very principle of what he says is wrong. So just because they've studied the gospel of communism more, it doesn't mean that they're smarter than you, that they've done their research. They just know more of the holy texts.
Well, it's not just that. It's like the entirety of the history of the world, past Karl Marx, like everything that's got anything to do with communism, they know shitloads about. And it's when they're giving you like, oh, but this country, the reason it didn't work is because X, Y, and Z, or this country, it's because of this X, Y, and Z. And every time you try to talk to them about anything, no matter what example you use, they know it better than you do. And to be honest, half the time they're probably just making shit up, but I don't know enough to tell them they're not.
Well, it's like my counter to all these people who know the minutiae of like communism and socialism, like, okay, yeah, okay, I should be able to walk into a hospital with a broken arm and get it fixed and not, like, go bankrupt over it. Yeah, I'm totally cool with that. But it's like, I know from personal experience walking into my boss's office and saying, hey, I think I deserve this amount of money of pay. Let's work this out so I get this much money, back from the work I do. It's like, it's like, you can have book smarts. That's great. Book smarts are great, but, having real life experience also fucking helps, because then you're less of it. I think, like, this is going to sound really fucking weird, but I think learning everything from books breeds more extremism, and then street smarts sort of mellows you out.
Be honest, that is kind of my experience with it. Like, the most extreme communists are the people who, like, the most extreme ones I've found aren't the people who are communist because they, because of their life experiences. I mean, some of them did have life experiences that did shape them to be more communist, particularly this one German fellow his current local area is just fucked in so many ways that just should not be in a first world country, but it is.
And so he lives in East Germany.
No, it's West Germany actually. I think it's the Rhineland.
That is where
it's
I'm
like-
from. That area is not fucked. That area is
I don't know.
great.
I'm. It's like it starts with an R. I don't know the specifics of Germany, but it might just be a specific city. But all I do know is that there's a lot of loopholes that allow employers to get away with paying them a lot less. The place just generally is shit, and his.
Well, it's like with me. It's like I just whenever I feel like I deserve more pay, I go and I talk to my boss and say, hey, I've been doing this work, and this has been happening, and it's like, hey, I think I should be getting this amount of pay, and he goes like, yeah, you know what, you've been doing pretty good, yeah. Well,
yeah, but
next
that's
paycheck.
just because your boss isn't a cunt, probably.
Also, because you can talk to your boss and you don't work in like fucking Amazon warehouse or something.
True.
Like
Ragey in the KG.
See, and that's something I should mention, is that my boss is a true Christian. Like he is a devout Christian. Like he's like pure like Lutheran Christian.
Yeah,
so
he's
it's like
all the proper ones, the ones that believes in charity and shit.
Yeah, so it's like he looks over, like I've gotten raises where I didn't even know I got a fucking raise, and it's like it's like I just happen to look at my paycheck and I'm like, my pay rate is higher, and I go to talk to him and he's like, oh yeah, it's just you've been doing good work, so
That's
here
the
you
kind
go.
of people that we need. This is why we need more small businesses. Like small
pretty
businesses boss.
Yeah, I mean,
that's.
Well, the issue is both parties. Whatever party you vote for in just about any first world country, both of them have policies that fuck over small businesses. You get the conservative ones will always give tax breaks to the big businesses, and the liberal ones who will make more taxes that the big businesses will find loopholes for anyway and just duck under. Meanwhile, you've got the all those taxes then proceed to apply to small businesses. So no matter which side you choose, you've basically fucked over the only people we want to help.
Very, very true, yeah.
And I should mention that while I haul shit for a large corporation, I'm contracted with a small business. So he's like taking most of the brunt from the corporation, to deal with this shit.
But
so
the rule in the UK is if you can become an engineer, then you can basically get away with whatever shit you want. Like, they have a limit on how many engineers they can import. And due to the way that schools distribute their funding, they never give anywhere near enough to engineering departments, meaning that hardly anyone actually goes through the engineering departments and becomes properly trained engineers. Meaning that if you can just get those degrees and you can basically just walk into any business you want and just say, yeah, hire me.
If you want to be an engineer that gets hired anywhere in the world, go to Aachen, to the RWTH. That's the best engineering uni. Like this, if you have like an engineering degree from in Aachen, it's just you can any place in the world they will take you. It's like, yep, it's one of you guys. We just. Please work here. And it doesn't even cost money. You don't even have to pay tuitions because it's a German uni.
I mean, I do have a friend who's studying in, can't remember the fucking school, but basically it's one of the best schools in Toulouse, which is right under the fucking hotbed for European aerospace. So, and he's training to become an aerospace engineer, so that's cool.
Oh, actually, no, Gulch is going to probably become a rocket scientist.
Nice. We're definitely gonna need more of those here in the coming years. I know
that's one of the best jobs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially with 2020, because it's like, was it Mars and supposed to be the closest in 2020? So that's gonna be a busy fucking year for sending shit to Mars.
I can't remember. But yeah,
I just want to ask you, Burger, really quick. Have you? Because when I lived in Germany, one of my favorite places to go to was the Sinsheim Technical Museum. I'm just like, have you ever been there?
Where is this?
Sinsheim.
Never heard of that.
Oh my god!
What state is it?
Where the fuck is Sinsheim? Last time I was there, I was like a teenager. So, Oh god, it's like it's a technical museum. They have like a TU-144 there, like an Aeroflot TU-144, and I think they also have a Concorde there. Yes, they do. Oh my god, they do. Sensheim. Oh god, I can't believe
that is in the south. I mean, I have been there, but
yeah, when my dad was stationed in Germany, and then when I went to Germany, I would go to Sensheim a lot. I loved going to Sensheim. It was like the Smithsonian to me. It's they had.
I'm from Cologne, so.
Oh, geez, you're in the north. Yeah, see,
It's not the fucking Cologne. Is literally just the definition of West Germany. It is in the west. It is next to the fucking Belgian. It's 2 hours drive to Amsterdam from Cologne.
Well, now we know.
Okay. Here's the thing, Burger, is that I live in a state that's 2/3 the size of Germany. And I travel like across the state like several times a week. So my measure of distance is different from yours.
This is like the people who live up here where I live saying that basically Hamburg is the south. Like the big northern city of Germany. It's basically like saying that Minneapolis is in the south because you live just north of Minneapolis.
Okay, well, despite all that, I was born in Schwäbisch Hall. That's where I was born, was Schwäbisch Hall. I grew up in Oftersheim near Heidelberg, and I used to go to Sensheim a lot, and I know it's in the south. Okay,
yeah, it is in the south. That is true. That is the south.
Yes. So I guess I'm a redneck German.
No, actually the German rednecks live in the north.
Okay, well I am the affluent German. Whatever that means. But yeah, I used to go to Sensheim a lot when my family used to be stationed in Germany. We go to Sensheim a lot, and then when I went to Germany en route to Afghanistan, I take like a short break, and I'd go to Sensheim a lot because it's a technical museum and it's fucking amazing. I'm surprised you've never been there because to me it's like
not well known.
Really?
No.
We have a
lot of technical museums here.
No, this is I'm not trying to troll here, but Sensheim was like the Smithsonian to me. You know, it just had so much. I learned a whole lot from this museum.
I mean, it might be well known. I just don't know about it because I'm not super interested in like engineering and stuff.
Okay, yeah,
it might be more well known. It's just I don't know it.
Yeah. I should say that. Yeah, I am very focused on that, and it's just the technical shit. Like seeing like the Concorde and the TU-144 on that main page is just like making me want to just jack off right now.
Jesus Christ!
Fucking hell.
Well, on that note, we've been going for over 3 hours. I think it's a good time to cut it now that we've gotten our own fucking Joe Rogan experience here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's gonna be a new and the next Fast Food Thursday is literally gonna happen next week. So
yeah.
Oh jeez.
Won't be on. I'll be skiing.
Thank you for attending this Christmas special of the Fast Food Thursday. Have a fucking happy Christmas, post-Christmas. Have fun getting into the new year, and see you round, cunts.